This is quality content. Dude is my age. Marcus is my age, and he's got like 50 years of fucking experience
Put her both the fuck out of her chest.
Louis Armstrong was the midwife that helped birth ska from the cloaca of punk.
You guys heard it here first at LTN Media. There's packs of wild stray dogs that control most of the major cities. Anytime you just hear, almost the lava. It's like, oh shit, it's about to go down.
Hey everybody, welcome to Less Than Normal. Now I'm going to kick you over to our fearless ginger, Topher.
Topher. We are not ever going to make that a fucking thing. Ever. But hello, everyone. Welcome to Less Than Normal. I am Chris. Joined with me, as always, is Dave and Bree. Dave and I decided that we wanted to swap hair for a week and see what you guys thought.
You look like Dollar Store 8 Mile, and I look like Dollar Store Mr. Clean.
Dollar Store 8 Mile. You know what? I'll take that as a compliment.
Do it.
I will take that as a compliment. Don't mind me. I'd apologize for eating my dinner, but
it's dinner time. Goddamn.
No, yeah. And I have never turned down food in my life. So, real quick before we get started, I want to give love to my squad as always at 95.9 WATD as part of my contractual obligation to shout them the fuck out. Yeah, my voice will be on in the next 20 minutes. How was everybody's week?
It was eventful. I introduced the world to a sentient medical nanogel. So that was fun. Got back into GTRP. Decided my character worships Aquaman. Was going to throw a guy in the ocean, and then an angel with blue hair came down and French kissed him back to life, and that was crazy. Then got invited to join the police force. As that same guy.
As one does. One does.
And compared to Jake Peralta. So it's been a pretty good week.
I mean, listen, I am a big fan of Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Fuck's my camera doing? I entered the witness protection program.
It wasn't on purpose. I went, so the goal was to play a Joker-esque character who wasn't the Joker, right? But like comedy leanings, right? I was not planning on that character being recruited to be a police officer. Or for my training to feel more like Police Academy than, anything
Which
else.
Police Academy?
Yes.
Okay. I was like, wait, there's like 6 of them. Which one?
Yeah, just has that overall vibe of what the fuck is going on. Because like a department that people had just been fired for got disbanded while they were training. And some other stuff. It was crazy, man.
That sounds crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that you were live, and I was like, I wonder if Dave's going to be a reporter again for Weasel News.
So when I find, because I don't know if this server that I'm currently playing in is going to be a forever server, or if it's just a temporary, while I look for something
better.
Yeah, for lack of a better word. But whatever server I do end up landing in a more permanent way, even if it does end up with this one, I am bringing Connor back.
I was going to say, I imagine you put a lot of work into that, and you had a lot of great content from that.
And this other guy, his name is Felix Goodwin, which is not a cop name, because I wasn't planning on him being a cop.
But he is now.
He's a cop now.
We're in this, we're in this realm.
His current cadet uniform is what he describes as jump off a bridge blue.
It's so aggressive.
Because it's hideous. Oh no. I'm wearing this like neon blue like vest with this like this muted like gray blue fucking and black two-tone shirt underneath. It's fucking hideous. It's blue on blue,
you guys,
and it's
all the
two
dark
different colors.
You guys really are the DC universe.
He worships Aquaman. I haven't determined whether that's a Joker for real yet. But like during his interview, he was talking about Aquaman and how he was traveling through the desert, and he almost died because his car broke down, and then Aquaman came and saved him with water.
So you could say he's an Aquafarian?
Ooh, that's better than Aquamaniac. Yeah, we're gonna go with that. He's an Aquafarian.
He's an Aquafarian. That's all yours, by the way. You're welcome. You can have
Thanks.
that.
Yeah, no, that's better than Aquamaniac.
Bree, what is on your shirt?
I was gonna say it's one of Noob's.
Oh, shout out to Noob,
merch.
The boy. How was your week, Bree?
I continue to exist. I still don't have a vehicle, so I keep having to find creative ways to get home.
I mean, you got them long ass Chevrolets.
Yeah, but it still according to the internet, I did look up how long it would take me to get home from walking. It says 7 hours. I could cut it down to about 6 hours and 15 minutes, but then I would not have been home in time for this.
Oh yeah, no, that's too far. Jay, I have a question for you. We are going to talk about it later, but I'm curious. I need a vibe check from you on episodes 1 and 2 of Daredevil, right? Because Bree is kind of in between where Chris and I are at, I feel, and Chris and I are on very different ends after the end of episode 2.
See, it's not that I'm in between, it's that I really like everything except for one specific aspect that I don't know if it counts as nitpicky or not. But we'll get into it when we get there.
Right.
What else did I do? I went to work, and then I went to work again, and then I watched Long Legs and The Crow with Chris. And yeah, that's been about it.
Yeah.
Jake.
Oh, Jake. Okay.
We'll let you know when we start, so you can. Bye.
Also, I'm watching this without watching. I've seen the first 2 episodes of the Netflix Daredevil, and that's all I've watched. And I watched that when it came out, and I thought it was bad. I didn't like it, couldn't get into it, so I stopped watching it. And I refused to go back and watch it because any good media that picks a character back up and reintroduces a character to the public after that character essentially being out of the spotlight for the better part of a decade should be able to pick up and tell a story without having 55 fucking hours of prerequisite watching. Especially if you have a base understanding of the character. Which, this does do that admirably in some ways, and I think it fails in others. But
well,
we'll get
we
there.
will definitely get there. Yeah, dude, Long Legs was a fucking journey.
I'll say, now that it's been a few days and you were able to wrap your mind around what you watched.
Holy shit. Oh, it's a fantastic film. Also, by the way, Dave, I didn't get shit on my shirt.
Nice. I mean, it looks like there's shit already on your shirt.
I mean, it's, you know.
Who is
But there's nothing on it. He's a pro wrestler. Orange Cassidy.
Okay. I'm like, that man is posing like I'm supposed to know who he is. So who the fuck is it?
His whole gimmick is that he's lazy as fuck until you start beating his ass, and then he turns to try hard mode and wins. It's the funniest thing. It's all about comedy wrestling. It's great.
See,
but yeah, long legs.
That sounds like shit I would do.
Oh yeah, no, dude. If I showed you videos of Orange Cassidy, you'd look at him immediately, and go, I fuck with this guy, because it's his whole thing is he's just lazy, and he'll just like half-ass moves. His thumbs up is this. He won't even high five people. He'll just go like this and just do that. It's great. It's great.
Okay.
But long legs, dude. Anyone who shits on Nicolas Cage, watch this movie and then do me a favor, never speak again, because
some people criticized his performance for it, but it's because it's exactly what it needs to be. But because if it was any other actor, they wouldn't have an issue. But because it's Nick Cage, they have an issue. They found issues. They made up issues.
Again, this goes back to the part of everyone will find something to bitch about just to bitch about it, because nobody wants to actually have happy thoughts, which is the entirety of the internet. No, I genuinely enjoyed it. It is a very what the fuck movie, like very much so. When you're done, it takes a bit to process. I'm probably gonna have to watch it again. But it was great. And then I'll talk about the Crow. Yeah, I'll talk about that more in a bit. But do we want to talk about the box office and what that looks like?
Is it still Cap?
It is not.
Novocaine. No, Mickey 17 came out.
In its opening weekend, Mickey 17 topped the box office, making $19 million. Current scores on well, I mean, this wasn't a movie that was ever going to make an insane amount of money.
No, this was a big budget with a huge advertising budget based on where I saw ads placed for it and how many. Because I don't often see ads for movies, and I saw at least 12 a day for this show. What?
Well, you don't leave your house.
Correct.
No, the
means
budget,
I get
the
inundated
budget was
with
118
advertising
million.
all day. Yeah. Okay.
It's a Warner Brothers movie. 118 million.
That's a huge budget for just the
23
movie.
So far in the US. This is just new US numbers.
Oh, okay. If that's just US numbers, that makes more sense. What?
Yeah.
It has to make like 500,000 or no, more than that. It has to make triple its worth, its budget to actually be considered a hit. So whatever 180 times 3 is.
118.
No, because for this you have to calculate in the advertising budget, and they had a Super Bowl spot.
And that is a lot of money.
That's a lot of fucking money. That's what I'm saying. The advertising for this movie was great. You don't put Super Bowl spots in for movies unless you need to make that money back.
Currently, it has 29,000 ratings on IMDb. Average is about 7.1. That's
good.
Pretty normal for That's pretty normal.
The general consensus I've seen for it is that it's good until it's not, which I haven't seen it yet, but that's basically what I've seen is it's good until it's not.
I've kind of seen the same thing. And it's good until it's not that I saw came with a grain of salt that said, and it's not good, it's just not what you want or expect.
And I haven't seen any criticism from Robert Pattinson though. I think because
Robert Pattinson's great.
I think everyone's finally moved on from fucking Twilight. And he's Batman now. Let's
Batman.
Shiny Britches.
Name. Yeah. Let's put some respect on Batman's name. I could think of 3 movies that are right now that aren't Twilight that he was in that I was like, no, he was fantastic.
There's one that he was in that won an Oscar.
The Lighthouse?
Yo, whatever the fuck your name is, do me a favor and go dress yourself and jump off a bridge blue.
What was that one that won an Oscar? It's that animated one he did. The boy and the heron.
Oh yeah.
Hi, pretty lady. Bye, pretty lady.
He was also in The Devil All the Time,
Lighthouse.
which was a good movie. He was in Tenet,
It's another
which
what the
people
fuck
hated.
movie.
I liked.
He was in The Batman, which is the best
my
Batman
favorite
movie since.
It's my favorite Batman movie right now, and I don't like Batman.
I do like Batman, and it is the best Batman movie since probably Dark Knight Rises.
I do not
say careful, Dave. The
Dark Knight Rises is my favorite Batman movie. It has the most
careful, Dave.
villain.
The Dark Knight truest will come for you, because if you say anything against the Dark Knight, people will come for you.
The Dark Knight was great, but Tom's portrayal of Bane is a lot more compelling than Ledger's portrayal of the Joker. Because Ledger's portrayal of the Joker is just the Joker again. Tom Hardy's portrayal of Bane was fucking terrifying.
Oh yeah, a smart Bane.
Wait, you're telling me he's that big and knows what he's doing? Oh, and he's doing everything he's doing because he has convictions? So he thinks he's doing the right thing, which means he's rationalized everything he's done. He's conceptually terrifying character.
I'm going to straight up say it. I don't like the Christopher Nolan movies.
That's fine.
I stand by the opinion of, if it wasn't for Heath Ledger's Joker, nobody would hail that movie as the greatest thing in the world. But I've had people be like, no, there's things outside of Heath Ledger's Joker that are great. And I'm like,
Nolan movie. It's not even the best Christopher Nolan film. Like, the internet, you can come for me. I will sit here and simply ignore you. But I don't like the Nolan films. I don't. They don't do it for me. Anne Hathaway did a great job as Catwoman.
But you don't like Batman, which is fair.
I don't.
He doesn't like DC. It's outside of Batman. It's just DC.
There are a couple DC properties I actually liked. Like, comic book wise, I was always a Teen Titans guy. I very much so always enjoyed Teen Titans. But like, other than
Harley
that,
Quinn show.
The Harley Quinn show's amazing.
The Harley Quinn
That's
show's
my
amazing.
favorite Bane. That's my favorite Bane.
That's my least favorite Bane.
He's so
because
stupid,
he should be dumb and silent or smart and verbose. But whatever the fuck they're doing in there, I love it.
He's dumb and verbose.
It's perfect for the show.
Funny.
It's so perfect for the show. But it's also my least favorite portrayal of Bane.
You know what? That's fair. But Bane,
even the Batman and Robin one, when he's just a
correct. I prefer that to whatever the fuck they're doing in Harley Quinn, which again is perfect for Harley Quinn. It's
I'm going to blow
but
up
Harley Quinn is like B-movie satire of the property that it actually, like, it's satirizing itself, and it's phenomenal.
Dude, it's my favorite DC property right now. Like, to me, that is my number one, because it's just so
it's
well
still got to be Penguin.
It's so funny.
It's still got to be Penguin for me.
So good.
We're going to be talking a lot about the Penguin later, because we're talking about another crime drama that recently came out later. That's also a comic book show.
Well, speaking of comic books, does anyone want to know what number 2 in the box office is?
It's Captain America.
Is this
Captain America?
Yeah.
In its 4th week in the box office, did $8.4 million. Total grossing $178 million. I don't understand why it immediately fell off as aggressively as it did. I heard some stupidity about some boycott thing, and I was like, y'all need to get the fuck over it.
I haven't heard anything about a boycott.
It's dumb. Everyone needs to get the fuck over themselves and enjoy the movie.
It's due to a specific character's inclusion.
Specific character's what?
It's due to a specific character's inclusion in the film.
Send me a message.
Which, again, it's unbelievably stupid. And people need to, A, shut the fuck up, and B, just enjoy the movie. Dave's usually the mad one. I'm the mad one today. Stop being fucking idiots. Stop.
Hey, that's my line.
Stop.
Wait. I think you got my anger with my hair. No, because I'm angry about Daredevil. I'm not angry
and
about
I'm
it.
not.
I'm just I'm more confused, I think, because I think it's going in a good direction. I think it's just dragging ass to get there, but we'll talk about it.
We'll get there. Number 3 in the box office is Last Breath. In its second week of the box office, did 4.1 million. Total grossing, and that's 16 million. So what I've seen from that, I've seen the reviews are people seem to be pretty down with it. The Monkey comes in at number 4 in its third week of the box office, did 3.9 million. Total grossing 32 million. Number 5 in its fourth
time
week
out.
of the box
What's
office.
very hard for far too many people, Jake? I missed that message.
For people being stupid or shutting the fuck up.
People to stop being stupid.
Yes, I agree. People are dumb, but they can be changed. I just need more lead, gunpowder, and brass.
Yeah. Number 5 in the box office in its fourth week is Paddington in Peru. It did 3.7 million, 38 million total so far. Number 6 is Dogman. That's made 90 million in 6 weeks. I'm not gonna mention number 8.
I quit.
He didn't mention number
This is
8,
the end
so
of the
we're gonna
show.
go.
No. I already know it's Mufasa.
Hold on. There is a number 7. This movie is called Honora. It is. I don't know if this is a re-release. It says it spent 21 weeks.
It's a re-release.
At the box office. Okay.
It's a re-release.
It was like, bro.
Honora is a movie about a sex worker who gets hired to help a man, I believe, get his green card, and it turns out like he's in the mafia and shit goes down.
I have heard about this. It spent 21 weeks in the box office.
I never saw it in the box office. I kept trying to see it, and I never saw it in the theaters. But it won Oscars. It won lots of Oscars, Golden Globes, Critics' Choice Awards, SAG Awards, everything.
I will say that number 10 on the list is a movie called In the Lost Lands. In its opening weekend, it did 1.1 million. This movie features Dave Bautista, Mila Jovovich. It looks pretty good. It actually looks fun.
I remember.
I'm down for a cheesy action film, like a fantasy action movie. I'm here for that. I love that stuff. Do we have anything coming out this week? We do. Novocaine comes out this weekend.
We're 2 weeks away from box office breaking Snow White.
Oh my god, that should be fun.
Okay, so I am, Chris. I'm more angry than you about this now that I looked into it and know a little more, for a variety of reasons that we can talk about.
What I sent you
after
I
the show.
We can talk about after the show.
I am.
You see why I say it's stupid?
Words.
It's stupid. Yeah, I would say there's a Jonathan Majors movie entering theaters on the 21st.
He's still being hired?
This is a movie that was filmed. It looks like it was shot in 2023.
When did it happen?
Last year. 2023, I think.
Yeah.
I was like, that was last year.
An amateur bodybuilder battles both the limits of his physical body and his own inner demons to gain recognition. It's called Magazine Dreams.
Well, I know why I haven't seen any advertising.
Ooh, this actually looks really good. It's a horror thriller. It's called Locked. It features Bill Skarsgård and Anthony Hopkins. A thief breaking into a luxury SUV realizes that he has slipped into a sophisticated game of psychological horror. Hey, it's Bill Skarsgård. I'm in.
No. It's psychological horror and Anthony Hopkins. Fuck Bill Skarsgård. We don't need Bill Skarsgård to know this is going to be good. You could have left that name out. It's Anthony fucking Hopkins.
I mean, that's fair. It's Anthony Hopkins.
You said Bill Skarsgård, and I immediately assumed it was horror.
Yeah, I guess that too.
I kind of get that vibe from Anthony Hopkins, though, too, because of Silence of the Lambs.
But he hasn't returned to the horror genre since.
That's not true.
Yay! Outside
he
of
did
the Hannibal movies?
Okay.
Yeah, I believe
thought
he
you meant
did.
since Silence of the Lambs. And I'm like, no, there were.
I was
No,
gonna say
I'm
maybe
just-
like 2 more.
Yeah, I was going to say there were 2
No,
movies
yeah, no,
after
I
that
meant
one.
outside
Yeah,
of Hannibal Lecter.
Oh, I don't know.
No.
He's in a lot of movies about the government.
Oh, wait, no.
Those are always horror to me.
He was in The Wolfman 2010 or
He
2011.
was in the
We don't. Ooh.
There's a speaking of Skarsgårds, there's a movie called Black Bag coming out this weekend as well. It features Michael Fassbender. When intelligence agent Catherine Woodhouse is suspected of betraying the nation, her husband, also a legendary agent, faces the ultimate test of whether to be loyal to his marriage or his country.
Time out. This
Kate
is
Blanchett
Mr. and Mrs.
is in
Smith
it.
meets the enemy of the state.
Probably. Michael Fassbender, Gustav Skarsgård, Kate Blanchett, Pierce Brosnan is in it.
I said that making
looks
fun of it,
interesting,
but that
actually.
sounds like a great concept, actually.
It does sound like a
Enemy
good
of the
movie.
State meets Mr. and Mrs. Smith sounds phenomenal.
Yeah. So, The Right. Oh, is that one that Hopkins was in?
Oh,
I feel like he was in a horror movie recently.
I saw. Are we at the end of the list?
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Because I saw a short from a thing Chris Rock did relatively recently on stage, where he was talking about The Slap.
Oh yeah. Yes,
And
that's right. I have seen that. That looks good. I haven't seen it.
my big takeaway from that is the punchline of the joke, where he's talking about, like X, Y, and Z and whatever, and then it gets to the end, and he's like, "But my parents raised me right. You don't fight in front of white people." And I'm like,
all I'm saying is, if more people got slapped in the face during the Oscars, I'd watch the Oscars.
dude,
And the fact that people were so upset means people have no fucking time on their hands.
look. When you add a segment to the Oscars, you call it the beef down, right? And you find 2 people that are having beef, and you let them box. It can be with the big fucking inflatable gloves. Because you know what? Okay. I used to have a
Sock 'em boppers?
Yes. So I used to have a
I'm
camp
in.
counselor who, whenever 2 people weren't
in.
getting along, he would make them fight each other with those. You can't stay mad at somebody while trying to beat the shit out of them with inflated gloves bigger than your torso. You can't. That's like crying on a jet ski. Have you ever seen someone cry on a jet ski? I haven't either. It's because jet skis are fun.
Just have a segment titled Fight Soldier Boy, because everybody has seemed to have beef with Soldier Boy at some point in life. So just
I would say, have you ever seen anything Soldier Boy related ever? It makes sense.
Outside of the...
I get it.
You know what? Bring in
here.
Tom Morello from Rage Against the Machine, who was mentioned on Pucked Up the other day. And if you're not subscribed to the Pucked Up podcast, you should go do that.
He was, in fact, mentioned.
It's available on all major podcast platforms. Chris is Topher's gonna throw the links in.
We're not making that a fucking thing, Dave. It's
even Dave forgot.
It's not. Also, look how nice and updated everything is.
Oh man,
that's everything now.
It's like.
Also, if you have not seen the if you don't have TikTok, it's also available on Instagram and on YouTube Shorts. Go watch it. There's a new video.
Oh no! Wait.
If I saw correctly,
the Meet the Cast.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
you voluntarily sent me a video for you to be in it.
Speaking of which,
so it's
there is a project that we recorded last Saturday. So Bree, you said, or last Sunday, you gave me the canceled award, and the segment that you gave me the canceled award for, I'm just gonna pull because it's funnier that way. It doesn't need pulled; it's fine, but I'm going to pull it because it's funny. It's funnier
Okay.
if it's both.
Okay. Because while I and everybody in the thing knew that it was fine, some of that segment could have been taken out. Or taken the wrong way.
You know what? I'll have to look at that again from a different perspective because you know the phrase beat that pussy up? That's where my head was.
Yeah.
I love you, baby.
We all knew that it was fine.
Oh,
I can see a thing where it could be
I was
taken
looking
out.
for that. Oh my god, I'm losing my baby. I love you so much. You are she grabbed my phone and oh my god, it was plugged in. She grabbed I just tore a bunch of shit across my neck. She grabbed my phone and handed it to me earlier today because I had set it on something and she had noticed. And she's like, "You're gonna lose this." And I'm like, "Oh my god, in about 10 minutes I was gonna spend 30 minutes looking for this. Thank you." And she just brought me my water, which I apparently put on the other side of my monitor. Because so you know how you set your keys down because your hands are full or you're doing something and then you can't find your keys? I do that with everything because I can't have my hands full and have my brain work at the same time.
I will put something down, know where I put it, and then just like lose my mind. It just goes fucking invisible to me.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
If I look away for more than 5 seconds, I'm like, where the fuck
grew
did
legs.
it go?
It grew legs. No, that is my lived in experience. And I don't know if it's getting worse or if I've been trying to be more aware of things and I don't like it. So I'm probably going to stop.
I don't like it. That's fair.
I've tried to use my phone to find my phone before.
That's
oh my
so
God.
funny.
I also have the issue of losing my glasses, but I need my glasses to find my glasses.
Oh, it's
That's
the
struggle.
Velma dilemma.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I think it's actually called the Velma dilemma now.
That's so
my
funny.
glasses. I can't see without. Where were we?
Your movie review.
Okay, so I unfortunately have not gotten around to going to the theater due to me not having a car, but there is a movie. It came out towards the end of last year, and it's finally on HBO Max, so I finally was able to see it. So we're gonna do that as my review. It's called Heretic. It stars Hugh Grant. Where
I need to see it.
I don't know if you would like it, Chris. It's one of those movies where you might, but I don't know if you would. So it's Hugh Grant, and it's these two Mormon girls come to his house. Would you like to hear more about the our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, that whole thing, right? They come inside, and then he spends the entire movie basically trying to test them on their faith. And this is a very smartly written movie because Hugh Grant is the bad guy and, he's testing them on their faith. So it's very easy to make it seem like people who don't believe are these horrible people, or it's very easy to dip too far into like sacrilege. And I think this movie does a very good job of staying firmly in the middle. All characters make very excellent points. Even though it is still very clear Hugh Grant is the bad guy. But he's not the bad guy just because he doesn't believe. He's the bad guy because he's a bad guy. And it finds ways. It finds ways to. It's not heavily reliant on jump scares, so it finds ways to make Hugh Grant seem like the scariest thing you've seen all movie. He is very intimidating. He is very creepy, and he finds ways to do this by just talking, by just having conversations with these girls. And it's like, sir, please let us leave. We're scared.
Well, he's such a great actor. Like, Hugh Grant is a phenomenal actor. So there's no
because you look at him.
I'm not surprised at all that he did a good job.
Yeah, so like you look at him and it's Hugh Grant. He's not like physically intimidating, but he was able to use his words to make me want to cry. I wasn't even in the situation, and I was over here like, please let me leave.
Let me leave.
And I was very excited to watch this movie because, like, I heard from a lot of people that this movie was like one of the best horror movies of last year, which is a very high bar because things like Longlegs and Abigail and things like that came out. So that was a very high bar. And I was pleasantly surprised. It also has, there are lots of moments where it's like, it doesn't give you very clear answers. It goes solely, there's lots of moments where that goes solely based off of, do you believe that what you're seeing is what's happening? Do you believe, like, it brings the audience in on the
So it's a
testing
psychological
your
thing.
belief. Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
So just so that's why I'm saying, like, on paper, I'd recommend it to Chris, but then watching it, I don't know. Because it is a lot. Yeah, so it's like, because there's not really a lot of stuff happens in it. It's a very dialogue heavy movie.
That's fair.
But it is very good. It's very well written. It's extremely well acted. The two girls, I know one of them is played by Sophie Thatcher, who was in Companion, that came out a couple months ago, and then I'm not familiar with the other girl, but they both did amazing jobs. But yeah, it's on HBO Max. It's a psychological horror, and it's pretty good. I enjoyed it. Now that I have finally seen it.
Fair enough. Fair enough. My movie of the week is The Crow.
Yay!
And I want to preface this, right? This movie was very polarizing for like a lot of the production, like from people who've seen it. I want to start this by saying I love the original, the 90s film with Brandon Lee. I hold to such a high regard. It's, I would say, top 10 for me. It's great. I love it. I love this movie too. I like that it actually sets up a totally, like, it goes into the backstory of the characters themselves. It tells a better story from start to finish. It's an unfair, like, comparison considering Brandon Lee died like 3/4 of the way through filming. So there was a lot of stuff that they had to change and rewrite to make that movie what it was. Bill Skarsgård is fucking phenomenal. He fits in perfectly with his family's lineage and their acting prowess. I mean, obviously, you know, his father Stellan is widely regarded as one of the best actors in Hollywood now. FKA Twigs, I'm not familiar with her, but she did a fantastic job in this film. The parts that she was in, she did great. Anyone who said that they didn't have on-screen chemistry is blind, or has never felt love in their life. Yeah, it was very well done. It was very violent, but like that's what I expected. It's on, what's it on? Stars, I think, right now.
I think that's what we watched it on. Let me see if it's on anything else, because I really enjoyed
Stars, which I thankfully have through what's it called? Through YouTube TV. But no, it's so fucking good. And Dave, I actually think you'd like it. Like, because I know you don't hate the first one.
I don't hate the first. The first one I have the same gripe about the first one as I do about the Daredevil movie. It's shot too dark.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and that was kind of the tone that it was supposed to be, but it, like, again,
it
that
made
movie,
it hard to
that
watch,
movie,
especially on old CRT TVs.
Good luck seeing it. Yeah, you just saw black screen.
Shit.
You just saw black screen. This movie, to me, and Bree, you'll understand this because we watched them both together. This movie to me feels like the '06 Omen compared to the Omen from the '70s. It
Taking
tells
the
the same story, but it tells it better.
not like I see the comparison, but like the Omen kind of thing where it's like it's the same exact story just updated to modern times versus the Crow 90s and the Crow last year. It's the same setup, but then it diverges.
Totally
I even told you before we
Although,
started that it's completely different.
yeah, it was very different. The only things that were the same were the characters' names. You get a lot of flashbacks in the original, and again, I highly recommend the original to everyone. If you've never seen The Crow, I highly recommend it. You know, just because it's such a movie that has such a cult following. Um, I recommend it. I also recommend watching the new one. But to tell that story, I think the way that they did, it felt more complete instead of the flashbacks. You have after the incident, and then you have the flashback stuff to tell the story. You could just tell it straight through. Um, but yeah, a fantastic film, fantastic film. I almost picked Long Legs. I would have picked Long Legs if I didn't watch The Crow.
Fair.
Which Dave, I actually think Dave would like I think
Yeah,
you'd like
no,
Long
I'm
Legs
I'm
too.
down to watch the new one.
It's on
I
Hulu.
think conceptually, the OG one is fine. It's just it's shot too dark, and there are always too many other things going on in my life for me to sit down and watch something that I feel like I can't see. Right?
That's
So like
fair.
it
And
can't hold my
yeah,
attention.
again, the story was difficult to tell, kind of, because
Yeah, yeah.
of what they had to change
Oh yeah,
in the
no,
film,
that's
you
the
know,
story stuff
and that
because
definitely
a
made it
guy
tough.
died, forgivable, right? Like
Yeah,
that's forgivable. Um,
yeah,
but I have to be able to see it, right? And there are good ways to shoot a
fair.
dark movie or a dark show.
Yeah,
Again, I'm going to talk about The Penguin. The Penguin was very dark and gritty, and I never felt like I had a hard time seeing anything because it felt dark. It wasn't actually dark.
right. No, that's fair. That's fair.
And
But
that's
yeah,
the critique. But I will probably mention this later, and I've mentioned it to Chris and Bree earlier, but The Penguin is literally the masterclass on how to shoot that kind of style of show, right?
right.
Dark, gritty, superhero-esque, but without leaning all the way into fucking torture land like Snyder did. Fucking man.
Jeez.
That's
Yeah.
honestly the biggest problem with most of the Snyder stuff is it's too dark, both in tone and in film.
Yeah, it's I like if I want to watch something in the dark, I'll
Did
just
I,
turn on a black screen.
Bree?
No, her
Welcome back.
camera's all jacked up.
Okay.
Speaking of new projects that are essentially rebooting, Dave, you have something that you want to talk about.
Do I?
You do.
Resident Evil.
Oh,
The new Resident
yeah.
Evil stuff.
Okay. Okay. They're remaking the
Read the
Resident
show
Evil
sheet.
movie. Dude, okay.
Read the show sheet.
I'm so excited for this. Dude, I'm also arguing with some other cops because I keep getting an alert every 5 minutes because they keep posting new fucking like important update stuff. But I'm like, homie, you don't have to at everyone or whatever every fucking time you fucking post. Stop it. Stop it. So
I'm not on the server. Leave me alone.
I'm busy.
I'm doing real people shit.
No, oh my God. So, and the Resident Evil movies that exist aren't unwatchable.
They're not bad. They're
They
just
range,
not great.
well, no. Some of them are bad. Some of them are good. None of them are unwatchable, right?
Yeah.
The first one's pretty okay. And they kind of go downhill from there. And then they go up a little bit. And then they kind of plateau. But I think the big problem with them is they suffer from the same problem Borderlands did, but at least they turned out some decent movies from it. In that the director got the property and then went, okay, fuck the story. So they made they made 7 zombie movies. And the least scary thing in the Resident Evil franchise is the zombies. That's the least
That's
scary
fair.
thing.
That's fair. There is a lot of crazy shit. Like, if you started going based off of each video game,
there is a Boeing-sized
what a fucking
crocodile
movie.
in the first
Yeah.
game.
Yeah.
And it's more like
it's
semi-truck sized, but
it's this, say it's the size of probably an 18-wheeler. But like, again, if you made movies based off of each game, you're gonna have great movies.
that's the plan now.
Good, because
because
like, you have
not maybe
Biohazard
necessarily
Village.
using those stories, right?
Resident Evil 4,
but going back to form in how the writing was done for the games, and in the fact that they are supposed to be horror thrillers, not action suspense.
Yeah.
Or they're supposed to be horror suspense, not action thrillers, right? And the movies are all
they're
action
like
thrillers.
very sci-fi.
Yeah. But the new ones sound like they're going to lean horror suspense, like the games do, except 5 and 6. The movies lean the same way as the 5 and 6. Yes, Bree.
Just so I feel like I have any kind of input during this. So the only Resident Evil game I'm familiar with is, I believe it's 7. It's whichever one the dude goes and
7.
to get Mia.
Yep, it's 7.
7.
Okay.
Which is,
but
in my
Village.
opinion, the best Resident Evil game.
Oh, it's hands down the best game. It was to me, it was Biohazard, and then Village, and then Village came out.
Village. You know what? That should be my next game I RP in. Is just play through Resident Evil Village, but as like a lost traveler instead of a cop.
But I am not very familiar, but I am familiar with the guy who is set to direct the new Resident Evil movie, and it's a man by the name of Zach Kreger, who directed, I don't know if you saw this one, Chris, but Barbarian, which came out a few years ago, and I think it was very, very good. It starts out as an Airbnb movie with Bill Skarsgård, and then quickly turns into a horror film.
Oh, I haven't seen this. I wanted to see this. I haven't seen it yet. It's on Hulu.
I read the synopsis of that movie when I found out the director. Well, not the synopsis, but like I read more than a review, less than an explainer. I don't know where it falls, because it doesn't really explain much of the movie, but it says basically what you did, where it just seems like this chill thing, and then all of a sudden it is the least chill thing, and you don't know how it did that.
It's not a movie that you can review without spoiling anything, because about 20 minutes in, it turns into a different movie. But I thought it was really good.
But that's how, especially the first Resident Evil movie, should go. It's just people having a normal day, going to work, yada, 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 and then all of a sudden there's a 10-foot-tall plant man trying to put his monster fist through your friend's face and shit. And like, because it's fine. All hell breaks loose. And then it gets covered up and everybody thinks everything's fine, but it's not fine. And then all hell So basically, it goes, everything's fine, all hell breaks loose in every Resident Evil game, and they progress forward in a timeline. So that excited me. The other thing is, apparently the people who liked the movie really, really, really liked the camera work, and the people who didn't like the movie really, really, really didn't like the writing, which isn't the director's fault. So
Barbarian was one of the most hit or miss movies of horror movies, specifically of 2022, where a lot of people really enjoyed it, but then the people who didn't, if it didn't work for them because of everybody else loving it, they had to then become devil's advocate and say, "Oh, this movie sucked. What are y'all talking about? It's way too overhyped." And I'm like, okay, if it didn't work for you, that's one thing, but
none of the complaints were anything that make me scared to have him as a director for this, because it sounds like
phenomenal
they
director.
picked the right guy to do the right movie, right?
Right.
Which
and I think that's the tough thing, is people have lost interest in the idea of Resident Evil stuff because they did that. Was it the Netflix show, the Welcome to Raccoon City, or it was a movie or something?
I never even.
It was a movie.
It was a movie. No one gave a shit, but because everyone was soured by the Resident Evil films, which again, I liked the
They're not
games a
bad
lot.
movies,
I liked the movies.
but
I enjoyed
they're not
them. They're
not Resident Evil.
They're not Resident Evil. No, they just have the title, and that's also,
From
as someone
what
who's never played a Borderlands game, I'm gonna watch the movie and then report back to you, Dave.
Okay. Well, I've heard from
it was on Stars, wasn't it?
It's on Stars, yeah.
I've heard
But I will report back.
I've heard from other people who've never interacted with Borderlands at all, right? Like thought it was a new movie property.
Yeah.
Until I explained otherwise.
They said it was bad.
Oh, so bad. Probably the worst.
My dad watched it. He never told me what he thought of it.
The one person who I talked to who watched it, and it was somebody in a voice call I was in, right? That like I recently met, so I don't fucking know any of them because there's like 40 new people, right? But like, they're like, no, that movie was probably the worst movie I've ever seen. I actually asked for a refund.
That's crazy.
And I'm like, oh, based on everything I've heard about that movie, that's not a hot take. So
I will watch it and report back to you. Not to say that you don't trust other people's opinions, but I imagine you
I would love to know yours because
opinion.
this is a random guy that I've met. But after you do that, I'm going to explain something to you about Kevin Hart's character and why people who know the franchise are so upset.
That we can talk about that.
Due to the fact that it's Kevin Hart?
No. We'll Chris, watch the. You know what? Why don't? If you have time after the show tonight, I will sit down and watch it with you. We shouldn't watch it together because I'm just going to be mad and complain the whole time, and I don't want to skew your perspective.
That's fair.
So you watch it with Bree if Bree wants to watch it, because Bree knows a little about Borderlands, but I don't think a crazy amount.
The look on her face is I don't want to watch it.
I will watch it. I'm just going based off of, because I have very, very tiny knowledge of Borderlands, and it's all from Borderlands 3. But based solely on what I've heard, even if you've never interacted with it, some of the characters are so annoying that you just want nothing to do with it.
The only character I'm familiar with is Tiny Tina and Claptrap. That's all I know about Borderlands. That's it.
You're going to be disappointed by both.
Probably. And isn't Jack Black Claptrap?
Jack Black is Claptrap.
That's depressing.
And no. So the problem is they wanted him to be Jack Black and not Claptrap.
Yeah.
So if you know Claptrap, it feels wrong because it's not Claptrap, it's Black Jack, apparently. Which, if you don't know the character, is fine. Black Trap. Wait.
Well, you just said Black Jack, so I was like, oh, it's Jack Black.
Oh, did I? Well,
yeah, it's like Black Jack.
Should we call him Jack Trap or Black Trap?
Jack Trap.
Jack Trap?
That just made me think of, what's your name? Black Tom. White Wade Wilson. Oh, Deadpool 2. Terrific. Just kill Black Tom. He was like a brother to me. I love that fucking movie.
Put it in my prison pocket.
Yo, prison wallet. I can hear you rummaging around in there. Oh. Oh, Brie. That looks like a bad idea.
Okay, that's fair. And now put it away.
Yeah. Yeah, and don't touch it. That was a bite. Which is all you need. I saw that.
Oh, yeah, no. Edibles don't taste good.
No, I've never had an edible that tasted good.
That's not true. Gummy edibles don't taste good. You can hide weed in brownies all day long.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of movies that are definitely made by someone...
She's about to make bullets.
Pew pew.
Funniest way to say someone's gonna throw up.
Oh my god.
And now she's making gun gestures. All right. Oh.
Speaking of movies that were probably created by someone who was taking edibles, we have a trailer.
Do we? No,
we have a couple of them.
One of them,
Dave, I will fight you.
One of them I refuse to watch. That's not true.
For one of them,
That's not true.
as a person who grew up with it, am I allowed to have the opinion first?
Yes.
That's fair. I mean, I grew up with it too, to be fair. Although I think I've seen it like
'Cause I
a million
think-
times. I actually went to school with a girl whose cousin is the one who voiced one of the characters. Which is kinda cool.
Danger's profile picture on Discord up until very recently
Yes.
was a drawing that a friend of hers did of her. That's another picture she has of her in a Stitch onesie. Because Stitch is her favorite character in anything ever of all time. So I'm sure I'm going to hear a lot about this movie. Oh, Hannah, mean die, motherfucker.
Specifically from me.
Oh, well, I haven't seen it, so I'm actually curious.
I haven't seen the trailer. I saw a screenshot.
It just came out a couple hours ago.
You know what?
So this is fresh. Look at us breaking shit. We are exclusive today, motherfuckers.
Dude, I am the bull in the china cupboard. I'm always breaking shit. I know that's not what you meant, but it's true. All right, are we ready? Disney, this is free advertising. Don't get mad at us. Okay, bye.
Literally. Two different occasions tonight.
No, I don't know if anybody. I don't know of anyone. I need to figure out why it's so quiet. And now we go live to Trisha Takanawa. Trisha? You missed 2 words in there. But it's fine.
What?
We now go to ethnicity job title, Trisha Takanawa. It's a Family Guy bit.
Oh.
Of course it is.
I don't watch Family Guy.
Is it Family Guy or is it American Dad? It's Family Guy. That's better.
Mm-hmm.
We have apprehended a dangerous experiment. Where is he?
He escaped.
He's trying to find the police cruisers.
He took the red one.
What hideous planet is caught in your crosshairs?
A shooting star! I wish for a friend. Like a best friend.
What the hell?
He's so cute and fluffy.
He is your responsibility. Got it.
We promise.
Yeah.
Get down from there.
Look like an angel.
No. Control him. Hey, what are you doing?
Nice throw.
No. Dog's on the table.
You sure that's a dog?
Rough.
Believable.
We are not keeping this thing.
Ohana means family. Family means nobody gets left behind.
Put the thing.
Oh.
Stitch bad.
Sometimes family isn't perfect. That doesn't mean they aren't good. That's close. I don't think you're supposed to drink that.
Agent Cobra Bubbles. We have a blue dog to catch.
No, wait!
No. I'm gonna give you to the count of 3, Stitch. 1.
I am so unbelievably fucking in.
That one's allowed
Hey there,
to
friends.
exist.
How's it going? My name is Kevin, and today we're
Kevin. Later, bud.
Every fucking
We'll
week.
hang out later.
Every week, Kevin gets free advertisement.
It's not always Kevin. Sometimes it's Gray.
It's usually it sometimes is Gray.
Sometimes it's RCE. Sometimes it's Captain Sauce.
I'll give Gray advertisement all day. Bree, please give us your thoughts.
Okay. Stitch is adorable. Lilo is perfect.
Lilo looks like Lilo.
Yeah. The Nani casting, that's a recast because the original girl had to be recasted. The only things that I am a little conflicted on, and it's not even leaning negative. It's more just I have to see the movie before I make an opinion. Cobra Bubbles is supposed to be a big, giant, bald, scary black man, and I just don't see. I don't remember the actor's name, but I just don't see Cobra Bubbles when I see him. And Pleakley looks scary. Why does Pleakley look scary? I know it's just the CGI-ification of him, and it's not bad CGI. I'm just like, why does he look scary?
That's fair. It's Courtney B. Vance is who plays Cobra
That's
Bubbles.
it.
I've seen him in a bunch of stuff.
And he's a good actor. He doesn't look like Bubbles.
Because Bubbles was voiced by Michael Clark Duncan, wasn't he?
I believe so.
I was like, wait, if I remember, it was Michael Clark Duncan.
So he's drawn to look. And Chris said bye-bye.
I hit the wrong button like a jackass.
Yeah, no, I
so he is drawn to look
every once in a while.
Yeah, so he's drawn to look like Michael Clark Duncan, if that's the actor. I believe it is, but I can't remember. So he's drawn to look like him. So it's at least Bubbles is still in this, because for a while they were talking about replacing Bubbles with a woman as this the CPS agent, and I'm like, no, we want Bubbles. Give us Bubbles.
You know who voices Cobra Bubbles, which makes way more sense now that I remember, is Ving Rhames.
The other giant black man who was in everything.
That's fucking Marcellus Wallace.
Yes. Dude, I can't tell you how many times fucking...
I love Ving Rhames.
I got Ving Rhames and Michael Clark Duncan mixed up, though. Like,
why
trying to remember who was in a fucking movie.
They should have just cast Ving Rhames.
Hey, we're lucky we got Bubbles at all. They didn't want to do Bubbles.
We got a what the hell? And I was like, wow. Okay.
I liked the what the hell. That was fun.
It looks so good.
It looks so good. And as long as they, just based on the hula scene the very short clip of the hula scene we see, it does look like they're not just trying to do a quick cash grab, because the original is so heavily, like, the people who made it did their best and did lots of research about Hawaiian culture. So I hope this one also tries to do that and doesn't disrespect them, because I don't want
that's
to.
Important.
That Ohana means family.
Ohana means family. That means nobody get left behind.
Or forgotten.
Or
forgotten.
And as long as they do that scene right in the movie, I'm going to be sitting there bawling like a little baby.
Look, I've never seen the movie Lilo and Stitch.
Really?
However, there was a Saturday morning cartoon that surrounded Stitch and the other aliens.
Yes.
Oh, Lilo and Stitch, the show. The series.
Right, except Lilo wasn't in it. Like, she
was. Okay, so not what I'm thinking about.
No, she was in it, but, like, she was a secondary character, because, like, Stitch wasn't even always the main character, right? Because, like, sometimes it was the chubby scientist smuggler guy, and sometimes it was, like, whatever.
The show was just called Stitch.
Was it just called Stitch? Okay.
It was just called Stitch.
Okay, then it's not what I'm thinking of, because the one I'm thinking of is Lilo and Stitch, the series that's on Disney.
Yeah, Lilo and Stitch the series, yeah, and then Stitch was its own thing that went from 2008 to 2015.
But I used to catch that from time to time, and that was really fun. I liked that.
It's an anime.
Oh, then that's not what it was. I was watching Lilo
it's
and
an
Stitch
anime.
the series from longer ago than that. But like they had the other aliens and the chubby scientist guy, smuggler alien, right?
You're thinking of Lilo and Stitch the show.
I would say were aliens getting loose and they were trying to catch them.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, it's the series.
Yeah.
It's so
Which
good.
had 2 seasons.
It's so good. It was so fun. And I wasn't an adult when it came out then. I might have been. When did that come out?
2003 to 2006.
Yo, I was 17 when that show started.
I was 2.
So it's
I was
fine.
like 11.
But yeah, no, conceptually I always liked Lilo and Stitch. The animation they used in the movie bothered me, and I can't point out why. There's nothing wrong with it, but like something about it, I just like.
I'm gonna be honest.
They do a lot of combining they do a lot of combining of like 2D animation with CG animation, and it's early 2000s CG,
which means it's not great. Yeah, so it's. But the show was great because the show was all hand drawn.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so maybe that was my issue with it, but I just couldn't like get into it, right? Because it wasn't something I wanted to keep looking at, and it's not even meaning it looked bad. It just was jarring, I guess. Like it felt.
And then there's like 3 sequels, and I've seen 2 of them.
I didn't
Stitch the movie
because there's the first one. There's Lilo and Stitch 2. Stitch has a glitch. There's one that's just called Stitch the movie, and then there's Leroy and Stitch. I've never seen Leroy and Stitch.
You know what I always thought would be fun though, if Ben 10 and Stitch teamed up.
I love Ben 10.
But I think Ben 10 is Nickelodeon, so I doubt that'll happen.
Ben 10's Cartoon Network.
Cartoon Network.
Yeah.
I don't think they work with Disney ever either, to be fair.
No.
Because Cartoon Network is what used to be Hanna-Barbera Productions, correct?
No.
It was Boomerang at one point. Well, Boomerang was a different
I'm talking
channel.
way back in the day.
No, not that I remember. I know that Cartoon Network bought Hanna-Barbera.
Is that what happened?
They created Boomerang. And Cartoon Network is in a Warner Brothers.
Yes, because all of Cartoon Network shows is on HBO Max, so it's Warner. Yeah.
Yo,
so they're Warner Brothers.
Telling me I can go watch?
I can go watch Codename Kids Next Door right now.
Ben 10. What else is on there? I just had one in my brain. I think Foster's is on there.
Foster's Home.
Okay. Unironically, I feel old as shit saying this. I love Foster's.
Oh, such a good show.
It is conceptually so good. I have stolen so many ideas from that show for Dungeons and Dragons.
Don't say it makes you feel old, because I watched that show as I was growing up.
No. It makes me feel old because I watched it as an adult, and that was a long time ago.
Oh.
You know what other show I loved is The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy.
Fucking yes, bud.
That show is so good. The Jamaican fucking Grim.
Look, that portrayal of the Grim Reaper is, and it is my headcanon of who the Grim Reaper is. It's so good.
And Jamaican.
No, but his he's super chill. He most of the time, etc. But A, don't piss him off, and B, I don't even remember the premise of that show other than the Grim Reaper had to do what Mandy said, but I don't remember why.
Ill-tempered Grim Reaper gets into a wager that forces him to become the lifelong companions of two scheming youngsters after he loses.
Okay, so Grim Reaper shit.
Yeah.
But the thing is, also my headcanon, there's more than one. Because there has to be. Because people die at the same time all over the place, right? So either it's a conceptualized entity like Death from Supernatural, who can be in multiple places at the same time. But then how do you turn that person into a character, right? And they do a good job of it in Supernatural, but they make him very standoffish and aloof for that reason.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember something because you said you got up to season 10 or no, later than that. So I'm trying to remember something
Maybe
before I say
earlier than
something.
that.
So
It
never
doesn't
mind.
matter. If it's a spoiler, it's fine. What are you going to say?
Death in Supernatural, it can also be multiple people, not at the same time, but just multiple people.
Oh,
That's
did he
fair.
get recast?
He didn't get recast. A new Death is hired, essentially. Not hired,
Oh, it's the girl.
like in the
It's
shows.
the girl one. It's
Yes.
the girl one. The hot girl one that Dean wants to bang.
I just couldn't remember when that happened.
Yeah, no, I remember. If I haven't gotten that far, I've seen it in YouTube Shorts. But yeah, so, but I like conceptually Death being multiple people. It's fun for me because then you get the fun grumpy Jamaican one. Because he's fun grumpy, not grumpy. There is a difference.
True. Dude, Codename Kids Next Door is not on Max.
It's not. It was.
Outrage.
I could have swore it. Why is it not?
It was so good.
Okay, look up KND.
It's not on there at all. It's on.
Okay.
It's on Apple TV.
Oh, I do have Apple TV. Sweet.
Oh, nice.
For $1.99.
Bitch.
I'll have that. They want more money. Fuck you.
Fuck. We were talking about Lilo and Stitch. But yeah, no, I'm hyped. I'm so hyped. It looks so good. We have another little, I guess, special look video.
Yeah, it's very short and it's not really showing any. It's kind of showing new, but I thought it was a funny thing that they did, and I want to talk about it.
I'm down. I'm down to clown from Dunkaloo Town. Ball is ball, game is game. Game is ball.
Ball is life.
Is ball game?
Gang gang.
Gang gang.
Hey, I gotta fill the dead air, right? May I be excused? I've never seen that emote before, and I need a minute.
It's Megan Thee Stallion.
I know. I'm aware of who it is. Well, after about the third cycle, I was aware of who it was when I looked up.
When you looked up, that's fair. You know what? It
took me like 3 cycles before I realized there was a face, and another like 1 or 2 before I looked at it.
2 of the 3 of us have thirsted over that woman's full times.
No. To be fair, the first 2 things I looked at were are those fucking tigers? And those are the first 2 things that got my attention, because there are 2 tigers in the background of that.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
It's so Megan Thee Stallion, though.
Oh, 100%. Loved her in
She was great in She-Hulk.
She-Hulk, yeah.
She was great in She-Hulk. Because it's like, is it fucking Megan Thee Stallion?
Why is she here? Because she wanted to be. Are you complaining?
She-Hulk was a fucking masterpiece, and I won't let anyone tell me otherwise. The show was amazing.
I really liked it. I would like to find out more about Scar, but we really haven't had anything in front of that yet that would have anything to do with showing us, at least. Because, like, What, are they supposed to show us Scar in the Marvels? Were we supposed to find out more about Scar then? That doesn't make sense.
That's fair.
Do we find out more about Scar and Captain America? Was that what that look is, Bree?
No.
Oh, okay.
Scar's not mentioned once. Not even a little.
There's something wrong.
No shit.
This beat is fire.
No. From the stars of. So fuck this shit they did with us. This is other stuff they were in.
Man, you
what
hurt my
the fuck?
feelings.
This is fun. This is fun. I like this so far. Was she just strangling herself?
I think so.
What the fuck is that?
Hold on.
It's not even gonna be from this movie.
Night. From the
composers of Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Avengers are not coming. Who will keep people safe?
Oh, Bucky. The sadness on Bucky's face.
I fucking love David Harbour so
I do too.
Just so much.
That was spectacular. Whatever that was.
No, Kevin. All right. So I would also like to point out. Hang on, they have Yelena trying to cover her ears from something, right?
Yeah.
They have Red Guardian making that goddamn face.
Because that is so Alexei.
It is, because he's just
it's a fucking maniac.
Okay. So this is gonna sound weird. Alexei is the Karlak of the group. He's actually a good person who has always wanted to do the right thing, but he grew up in communist Russia, so the right thing is confusing.
Yeah, that's
right?
100%. 100%. He just wants to fight Captain America.
But I think he's the only guy who is a genuine good guy, and everyone else kind of lives in that gray area. Which, look,
I like the gray area.
I'm gonna tell you, no. But how fucked is your group when Alexei, the Red Guardian, is your moral fucking compass?
I know.
Oh. And he looks so good right there.
That just looks like Walker doing what Walker does. Having a
But no. But like the cut of the suit, because this is not the same suit from Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
This is US. This is like US agent.
Like this is the new suit. It looks so good, and he looks so fucking jacked.
Yeah, he does.
Like
swing on him.
Like, what?
I'd still swing on him.
You gonna fight him?
I wouldn't. He'd kick my ass.
He's fucking John Walker's a savage.
He would kick my ass and then call my mom and tell me how funny it was, how pathetic of a fight I put up.
That is 100% his character in a nutshell. More accurate words
because we need
ever been spoken.
Just like in wrestling, you need the heel.
Yeah, he is the heel.
This is the heel. You need this character. And he does such a good job. Dude, I can't wait to see this man in an action role that I can root for him in. Like, genuinely. And just be on side the whole time.
Overlord.
I'll have to check it out.
It's really good.
Because he is so... fucking... It'll come...
Wyatt Russell.
Wyatt Russell.
Yes. I couldn't think of his first name. I'm like, I know it's a cowboy, but there are too many cowboy names.
You knew whose kid he was.
Oh yeah, Kurt Russell. He looks just
He
like
looked just
fucking
like his
man.
daddy.
He looks just like his daddy with his mom's hair.
Yeah, that's fair.
He has Goldie Hawn's hair. Other than that,
fair.
he is
I was about
all
to say,
Kurt
who's
Russell.
his mom? I just know he's Kurt's dad, or Kurt's son. I couldn't remember whose mom was.
Well, he's also Kurt's dad. He's his own grandpa.
Well,
but no,
look at him.
But
and
look
then
at
go
him.
look at his half sister.
Just chilling.
And tell me that their mommy ain't the same.
Just chilling, right? Freaking the fuck out. Bob. No. I would like to point out Ghost.
Having a fun time. And then Bob.
And she's just laughing and smiling, and
something probably blew
I'm
up.
glad things worked out for her, because she was a character that I'm like, man, she really just got like the raw end of the fucking
She got
deal.
the shit end of the stick, yeah.
And so I'm glad she looks so genuinely happy here. It makes me happy. And then Bob. And they made it green. Is this no, this is the other Bob. We talked about this.
Yeah. This is I feel like we already know where this Bob is going.
Unfortunately.
They're also not hiding it that much in the trailer, because if you pause on any scene with the villain in it, you can kind of tell who it is.
Oh,
Bob.
yeah.
You can tell it's Bob.
But like
Dude, Bucky,
and then you have this. This is the only person actually doing something. And that okay, so Marvel, anytime that they have done one of these like little this isn't like the rest of the trailers in the past, because they did one for one of the Spider-Mans, and they did one for Thor Ragnarok, right?
Yeah.
Gave the most away about how the characters were going to be. He was the only one actually doing anything when he was introduced, which means his character arc is probably going to be the driving force of the story.
Well, that's not a surprise. I mean,
which
we need to get to Bucky the Congressman.
Why? Oh, right, because of the scene they cut from other previews.
Yeah.
It's scary, because there has been rumors for ever since this movie was announced that they were killing Bucky. So I'm gonna be broken as a human being for a while.
They won't kill Bucky.
Time out. They're not going to kill Bucky.
They're not going to kill Bucky.
They're going to do something you may think is worse, though.
They're going to make him
not back to Winter Soldier.
Oh no, worse than that. So you know the Hail Hydra era Cap, where Cap was a Hydra agent the whole time? Pretty sure that's Bucky's job here.
Please don't ruin Bucky.
No.
I don't think
they
so.
need a catalyst for that story arc, and having modern Hydra come back as a real threat, like real modern Hydra, you know, where they've absorbed AIM and all of the other little fucking organizations. Yeah. And so they have the technology and the financial backing to actually do scary shit instead of, you know, trying to be in. That would be a perfect like story arc to go into in Phase 10, right?
We are so far from Phase 10.
We're really not.
We're on Phase like 5.
But they already have
in Phase 6
planned out.
In Phase 6, probably.
Oh yeah, we are in 6.
We're in 6 now. 6 is or not 9. Phase 7 is what I'm. The one after.
I was like, yo, we are well far from 10, dog.
Yeah. No, I'm talking like after what we have planned, after Battle World, right?
Yeah, which is what we all assume is what we're. Which it has to be.
How else are you gonna do?
You can't tell Secret Wars unless you bring Battle World in.
Yeah,
you just
and there are a few unannounced movies. There are a few unannounced movies on the timeline that Kevin Feige showed at that Comic-Con, where it's like untitled project. So there are people are assuming one is definitely Spider-Man 4, and then
one is Spider-Man 4, one is not Blade, one is
poor Blade,
Black Knight.
Maybe so I've heard rumor that in Secret Wars we're getting a Black Panther variant.
I started seeing that as well. And as long as it's a variant, I'm fine. If they try to...
Yeah, they try to change it, which means Dave might not be far off on his prediction with Doom.
Look, it's also happened in storylines where it's happened. That is a thing that has happened. In fact, it happened as part of one of the, not Crisis on Infinite Earths, they call it something else.
I know what you're talking about. I can't think of the name, but
Crisis on Infinite Earths is the DC version of the exact same event. With the incursions and all that shit. Secret Wars.
Yeah.
You just said it.
Secret Wars.
Neither of us could remember. Fuck.
Yeah, I know.
But with the Secret Wars storyline, there was a Doom who looked like fucking Tony.
Stark. Yeah. Not
so,
crazy. Dude, I'm excited for Secret Wars because there's so much shit that's gonna happen. Much shit that's gonna happen.
Okay, so the first thing we're gonna get is a real Venom.
Yeah. We have to.
Because that traditionally happens on Battleworld. His suit gets all fucked up and they make him a new suit that is black.
Yeah.
And then shortly after he gets back, the rocket ship crashes after looking at Asteroid X, if I remember correctly. And it brought the Venom symbiote back with him.
The symbiote.
He had just changed out of his black suit back into his red and blue one for like 4 episodes, and then went back into a different black suit.
Yeah.
Well, technically Venom is already in the MCU.
The symbiote already is in 616.
Well, I guess, I was going to say, do we know it's Venom? It is Venom, because
it's Venom.
It came from
Tom
Venom.
Hardy.
Yeah. No. That's not how symbiotes work.
No, but it was left in 616 when he was returned back to.
Correct.
And
which
somebody
means if it's a leaving of a symbiote, it's not the same symbiote. It's a different symbiote. With one exception.
And
that exception is when the folks at the lab got a hold of a chunk of Venom and made Agent Venom out of it.
Which would be an interesting story to tell.
That's the one exception, because everything else that is separated from Venom has become Shriek, Toxin, Carnage, Antitoxin, Anti-Venom. He has like 40 fucking offspring. They're not all his children, but children, grandchildren, etc.
It's like a starfish.
Because I actually think I actually think Toxin is one of Carnage's. But it's still from Venom.
I think so.
Well,
yeah, it's like starfish. It's cool.
Yeah. It's crazy, but the only time I know of that it hasn't done it that way is with Agent Venom, which means they're setting up a world where we can get Venom, our universe's symbiote, and Agent Venom, the other universe's symbiote, chunk. Which I'm 100% here for, because that means they're setting up a Web Warriors style thing for Spider-Man potentially. And then you get the real Madam Web involved. Because people need to know how cool she is. She's such a cool character.
God, that movie is so bad.
It's so bad.
And it's, the worst part is I don't even fault the actors for that movie.
Oh, Sydney Sweeney has come out and said that she only took it on so that Hollywood would take her seriously.
Which is crazy, because Sydney Sweeney is a great actor.
She is, but I think the problem is the first thing she got really well known for was taking off her clothes on Euphoria.
Yeah.
Which, you know what? If that led you to a job in a major motion picture, fucking get that back. Also,
do it. I mean, Zendaya didn't exactly.
You can act. And I think the funny thing is, I think Madam Web really illustrated, because you can tell that most of the people in that movie can act and do it well. The problem isn't the acting. It's not even the direction. The script is garbage.
Oh, it's terrible.
The script, the CGI.
Oh.
the ADR.
The
Right,
ADR
but,
is
like,
real bad.
a lot of the movie you're looking at, like, you're going, that's the CG department's fault. That's the cinematographer's fault. That's the, you know what I mean? Like, it's rarely the people actually on the screen that are the problem. It's everything else involved in making a movie.
Let's just boil it down to it's Sony's fault because the CEO tried to say that it's not a bad movie because it did wonders on Netflix. I'm like, yeah, because everybody wasn't paying to see this. They wanted to see what a train wreck it was for free.
So fucking bad.
Oh yeah, no, I actually need to. I will probably try to. Yo, should I start second monitor watching movies while playing games and talking about the movie? I have so many. The only reason I say that is they stream so much, and I have so many things that, like, I really should watch this, but I haven't.
That's fair. That's fair. Well,
God,
I am
I'm
excited
really
for
excited
Thunderbolts.
for this movie.
Dude, this movie looks so fucking good.
I had to just laugh at from the stars of, from the director and writer.
How are you gonna not fucking include, like, Stranger Things on there when you have David Harbour on it? Like, yeah, he was in a lot of
Because
other stuff, but, like,
they only included like 3 movies. One was for Florence, one was for Sebastian, and I don't know what the last one was for.
Bring it back. Dave, can you go back to that?
We'll watch the whole thing again. I enjoyed it.
So good. The music is phenomenal.
This whole thing is, like,
something
perfect.
Wrong.
This is a Super Bowl worthy ad. And I can't wait to see what the scene of them in that car is all about.
I'll say, is that the same scene that we've seen in other
movie?
So they didn't include Stranger Things
They didn't even
or
include Stranger Things.
Hellboy.
From the writers and directors of Beef.
Also, Julia Louis-Dreyfus's most famous role isn't even included in this.
Seinfeld?
Yes.
They said, let's include a movie that you have to Google.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
I love Julia Louis-Dreyfus, though. She's great.
No. I need everyone to listen. You can hear her drinking.
Drinking.
And they did that on purpose.
Oh, 100%.
Oh,
I need to know this fucking beat, bro. This song is fire.
This song is really good.
It's so...
And this... Oh, I guess this is from this movie. That's Bob.
Yeah.
For some reason, I thought that was fucking what's his name? Professor X. From X-Men.
You thought that was James McAvoy?
Yes.
One of the comments says, I never thought I'd see the day where Marvel says absolute cinema.
It's so good. This is, look.
That was 100% John Fallen.
Oh, yeah.
The Avengers
John Falls?
are not
Yay.
coming. Who will keep people safe?
Like, come on, that's very clearly.
Someone said, "Hey, Marvel."
He does. Look, I think Walker might already have me on side.
No.
Oh yeah, I'm
just from that little smirk. The costume's good, and you could tell at the end of Falcon and the Winter Soldier, you could tell he knew he fucked up and he felt bad about it.
Yeah,
fuck him.
Which was the start of that.
And you can't with
like,
Free. She's already made up her mind.
U.S. Agent is the government sanctioned version of the Punisher in the comics.
Yeah, that's fair.
He just kind of goes and solves problems by any means necessary, and then he leaves.
That's
let
fair.
Somebody else deal with it.
Like, it's a good, not a good character, but it's like, it is a character that he's interesting. He has development, but he got blood on the Captain America shield, so fuck him.
Yeah,
Bree. That's
John Walker is
fair if
Bree's
you're a
Liv Morgan.
psychopath.
Yeah.
I love you, Bree.
Yeah.
That came from a place of love.
God, out of control. Dude, it's so good. The comments are fucking brilliant. I never thought I'd see the day where Marvel says absolute cinema.
Yep, right there.
That
Whoever
shit's
edited
good.
this trailer. Okay, so 2 things. Most movie trailers are edited by the people making editing the movie.
A film. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I guarantee you this trailer is edited by a social media manager.
Probably.
Period. And you know who you should have doing your editing and your planning for all of your trailers? Your social media
coordinators, yeah.
Because this is the best Thunder. This tells me the least about the movie. And if this was the only trailer I saw, I want to see this movie.
Someone said I wasn't going to buy a ticket to this, but now I've seen this. You've sold a ticket.
Because the trailer could have been just this for no fucking reason, right?
I need to know this song. I need to find out what this song is.
And then this. The trailer could have just been that and then this, and I would have been like, yeah. Because of the stupid goddamn look on this man's face.
On fucking Alexi's face.
And like most movie trailers are like, most movie trailers do a thing where it's like from the directors or the director of, but this one's like the stars, the director, the cinematographer,
the editors. Yeah, the editors.
Is this it? No, this is. I tried to look up the song, and the only thing coming up is Marvel Studios' Thunderbolt trailer theme.
I want this as an animated emote of just him going. Like, that's not my thing.
Don't tempt me. I will make that, Dave.
Do it. We need it. It's so good. It's so good. And then give it to Zach so he can add it to my channel too.
Yeah. I will 100% make
this,
that.
First off, this new suit is actually fucking incredible.
It looks good.
Is it not the same suit from the end of?
No,
it's different.
The buckle's different, and the
comic
arms
accurate.
Are different.
It's comic accurate.
Plus, he's like 6 inches wider than he was at the end of Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
So he either got fucking jacked,
or the
suit's bigger. Yeah.
Either of those things I'm okay with, because Captain America always looked lean and fit.
Yeah.
Right? This motherfucker looks like somebody shrunk the Hulk down to regular people size in the comics.
Yeah. Oh yeah, U.S. Agent John Walker's always jacked.
So this is amazing.
The same suit from the very end, the black one, but it just looks like he got bulkier. But maybe
it could be that he just fills out the suit better, and that's why it looks better. But
he looks better with a beard for sure, though.
That I'm sure is a lot of it, yeah. But so does his dad.
Oh yeah.
Kurt Russell always looked like a baller with a beard. Okay, favorite Kurt Russell movie? Go.
Death Proof.
Fair.
The only one coming to mind is The Thing in Guardians 2. So I'm going with The Thing.
Also fair. The Computer Wore Tennis Shoes.
Oh, great movie.
Oh.
Now I have to look up Kurt Russell movies just to make sure that
also
that is
a great movie too.
That's where he met Goldie Hawn, isn't it?
That's where he met Goldie Hawn.
That motherfucker's mom.
Had 3 kids.
And she, they captured the perfect face for every character. Like, it's like they scrubbed the whole movie and went, this is what this character's face is and how looking at this character should make you feel. Looking at this man makes me worried and confused because he looks worried and confused.
Don't get attached to Bob, guys. It's not going to
attached to Bob, and I'm mad. I'm attached to Bob.
It's not going to end the way you want it to.
Also, I changed my answer for the Kurt Russell movies. The answer is now Sky High.
Oh, you know what? mega fair because he plays the dad of the kid without
Yeah.
powers. I'm assuming he gets powers by the end. I've never seen the show.
Yeah, it's not a great movie. It's fun, but it's not good.
I love that movie.
I love
because
movies that
I
are
was
terrible and
raised with
fun.
it.
That's how I feel about Green Lantern. Green Lantern is terrible and fun. But tell me, if you had one face to think of that just identifies Yelena as a person, this is it.
Yeah, that's
this face is who Yelena is as a person. What's up, baby? This face is who this man is just as a person.
Alexi or David Harbour, because they could be confused.
Correct. This
Also,
face is who this man is as a person. Just kind of
my headcanon for Santa Claus is David Harbour with a fucking hammer. That's my headcanon.
No. Hang
or
on.
Santa Claus.
Hang on.
No, Dave, you haven't seen Violent Night and you need to see it.
Oh, no. But I have two
Santa Claus.
Okay. Oh, Viking Santa Claus is just Odin.
Yeah, essentially.
Yeah.
Essentially. He plays.
Is your other answer J.K. Simmons?
I have two other answers. The first is Bruce Campbell, because Bruce Campbell played Santa Claus in an episode of The Librarians, and it was great because they fucked him up because he went through all of his different iterations, including as Odin, as Krampus, etc.
Someone say Allfather. Vikings nowhere to be found, but some random ass Viking term gets thrown out. Wait, I was summoned?
And the other is J.K. Simmons from Red One, because I didn't
know if I wanted him to bring me presents or get me pictures of Spider-Man. Like, I didn't know what
I wanted him
to
to lift me like a barbell and tell me I was a good boy.
Like, he was so jacked for no reason, and how
so
old is J.K.
unnecessarily.
Simmons?
He looked more buff than Dwayne Johnson for no goddamn reason.
He got that big.
No,
he's 70.
He's 70, and he just got that.
Genuinely got that jacked.
Crazy.
Favorite J.K. Simmons movie?
I know you're going to say Whiplash, but I can't not think of him as J. Jonah Jameson.
Yeah, I'm going to have to say Spider-Man the first.
Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah, he voices Ketherick Thorne. In Baldur's
for me,
Gate
it's
3.
Whiplash, without question. I love Whiplash.
Whiplash is almost your favorite movie right now.
No.
You talk about it a lot.
But it's definitely not my
favorite. I don't think it's going to beat Pulp Fiction for him. I don't think any movie ever is ever going to beat Pulp Fiction for him.
That's fair. Dude, Pulp Fiction is... Okay, so I never have a favorite movie. I have a top 10 movies. Because I can never narrow my favorite down to more than 10.
Yeah.
But I like too many different things for different reasons that I
Most
can't
of them are Scream films.
Most of them are Scream films.
Well, number 1's Avengers Endgame. Number 2's Avengers. Number 3 is Little Mermaid. Number 4 is Scream.
Number 5 is Nightmare Before Christmas.
No.
That's further down the list?
Yeah.
It's not on the list for top 10.
Nightmare Before Christmas doesn't make top 10? You Jack Skellington-looking motherfucker?
No, he's back there.
That's who I was talking to. Yes, they can see him. That's who I was talking to. He's in frame.
It's definitely top 20, but what else is on there? The Game Plan is on there. She's the Man is on there. Jumanji is on there.
Time out. She's the Man is on there. You have a Rob Schneider film. Oh, no, that's Amanda Bynes. The Rob Schneider one is the same concept, but the other way. Yeah, no. I'm thinking of, what's the one where the girl gets turned into Rob Schneider?
Oh my God. Hot Chick.
The Hot Chick. That's the one I was thinking you meant.
Rachel McAdams.
It's fun. It's got Rob Schneider.
No, that wasn't
in
Rachel McAdams. That was
it's not.
No, it was.
I don't remember. Dude, I saw that movie one time and went, I don't need to see Rob Schneider in a skirt.
With the Game Plan, all I have to say to you, Bree, is cinnamon. I'm allergic to cinnamon.
Cinnamon. Me and my family quote that every time we hear the word cinnamon.
Okay, so most obscure movies that are in my top 10 are probably Better Off Dead, which me and my family quote to each other all the time.
It's pretty good. It's a good movie.
John Cusack, French Girl, Booger from Revenge of the Nerds. That's all you need to know. Skiing, many attempted self-removals from the environment, one of which resulting in him falling in a garbage truck. And then there is a black guy and a white guy on a high wire. Their color is important for a reason you will find out. Working on like the electrical pole. And the black guy looks at the white guy. Man, it's a shame when people be throwing away a perfectly good white boy like that.
A movie that's obscure that's probably in my top 10 that you guys probably be shocked. The Breakfast Club.
The Breakfast Club isn't what I would call fucking obscure.
No, but for like for my taste.
Oh, fair.
Yeah, for his taste, that is crazy.
I love the Breakfast Club. Oh, another one, although so people who know me could probably guess it, but another one that almost always lands in my top 10 is The Lost Boys.
Yeah, tracks.
I've seen it once. It's good. Not in my top 10. I have my top 10 horror movies too.
Chat, what's your tell me in chat, what's your favorite movie?
Oh, that's rude. What is one of your favorite movies? Super Troopers.
I love Super Troopers. It's so good.
Okay.
I'm surprised if somebody says say a Star Wars movie.
Star Wars Episode 1.
Goss is a very well-rounded man. He just doesn't always.
If somebody says shenanigans one more time, hey Farva, what's that place we used to go to? Oh, you mean shenanigans?
See, my problem with Super Troopers is my friend group, with me never having seen the movie,
made you Farva,
and only did recently, made me Farva.
Yeah, it doesn't fit you. Your size, sure, because you're a big guy, but you don't strike me as a Farva.
Well, to be fair, it may have fit me more then.
Okay.
Like, not a lot, but like my hair was very similar to how his was in the movie at the time, yada, 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 right? So like, there were a lot more physical resemblances between him and me than just our size.
It's personality-wise. Yes, Dave is way more like the guy in Beer Fest.
Yes, I am that same guy, but from Beer Fest. Or no, I'm that same guy, but from Club Dread. We'll go with another Broken Lizard show.
Okay, no, I could see that. That one I could see. I love Beer Fest. That movie's so great.
I love Beer Fest. It's
so good.
Beer Fest.
Das Boot.
Beer Fest is probably my favorite Broken Lizard movie.
Same. Bree has no idea what the fuck we're talking about. This is white people stuff. It's okay.
No, it's.
Yes, it is. Dave's got to think about that.
I don't understand the difference.
Bark, bark.
Is that Dogman the sequel or the prequel?
Where were we? How did we get here from Thunderbolts?
I don't even fucking know. That is
we went from Kurt Russell to...
How dare you, sir? How dare you? Anyway.
Can I be Jake Peralta from Brooklyn Nine-Nine?
I guess. That's fair.
So everybody's face is
great.
Just that character, including his, because this man is just like Tony Stark. This motherfucker is always eating something. Have you noticed
in Tony's
that?
Case, it's because Robert hides snacks on set and just finds them while acting.
I'm pretty sure that he does the same thing because Robert asked him to, because he wasn't going to be on as many sets. Because he didn't start always eating until after Tony died.
Yeah, that's very true.
And now he's always eating. So I feel like he went up to Tom Holland and went, "Okay, you're going to be my like on-screen technical replacement." And then he went up to fucking Sebastian Stan and went, "Hey, you're going to start snacking." And he went,
"You're going to start snacking."
I mean, you usually share with me anyway. Because I can't remember what the scene was, but oh no, it wasn't him. Who took the berries in that one scene? When he was offering, he had dehydrated berries in a bag. He was offering them to people. Blueberry.
Oh, in Avengers, it's Tony.
Yeah, but who took one?
Bruce.
Was it Bruce? Okay. I'm
Yeah.
like, no, somebody took one and it wasn't him because those two have never gotten along.
No,
they have.
Which is probably why he was like, "Hey, you should do this thing now."
Well, I would say it's time to make the jump. I want to preface this before we start. We are about to speak on Daredevil Born Again. If you have not watched, there will be spoilers. You have been warned. If you wish to mute us or whatever you need to for the segment, we will give you the clear, all good to come back.
And we will all be friends.
We'll let everyone know in chat when it's safe. So mute us, keep the chat up.
And we're going to hold hands and sing Kumbaya at the end.
Oh, yeah, because as much as I say I think Chris and I are on two different ends, I think the big thing we disagree on is timing, because I think it's all well done. Well, I think most of it is well done. There are a few things that confuse me. Like flashing white and red lights for like 30 seconds for no goddamn reason at the end of episode 1.
Yeah, that felt very 2001: A Space Odyssey.
It was. Yeah. But no, so I have notes because
Before we get started, there was one thing I already said it during the pre-show, but for anybody who is listening currently to us, we all have that thing. It's nitpicky, and it's things that they're small, so we should be able to enjoy the rest of the show. But sometimes you just have that one thing where it does kind of sour the rest of the show
the
for
animation
you.
style for Lilo and Stitch for me.
Yeah, and then like people, gun aficionados, if guns are used wrong in movies, it sours them on that. People who know cars, things like that. For me, it's when you. Okay, everybody, make sure you are gone. You are gone. Bye bye. That was your warning. It's when you kill off a character that people like. If they watch the original it's Netflix run, it's killing off a character people like early on in something just because.
Show.
Yeah,
and I know it, and I'm not saying that this is just the only reason, but this is how it comes across, as it's a quick way to cause your fans to have an emotional reaction without actually trying. So unfortunately for this show, it did that. And there are multiple other examples of things that have done that just, it sours the rest of it for me, even if it's an incredible thing. Starting with a death of a character that people like pisses me off. So I spent the rest of the episode mad.
Which is fair. I was too, but that's because I like the character of Foggy Nelson, not because I know him from the Netflix run, but because I know him from other properties, right?
Yeah, he's a great character.
And anything Daredevil is in for more than a brief snippet, Foggy is there too. Kind of period. When Daredevil would make appearances in the Spider-Man cartoon when I was a kid, it's because him and Foggy were in town, like doing this or that or whatever, and it was him and Foggy were always together. It used to be a thing where it's like, are they? Well, people thought they might be a secretly gay couple who couldn't come out for a long time.
I could see it.
because they were just always, but they worked together, and I think they bought a building to get like a duplex, basically. Sort of how in my brain it's set up the same way that like Sherlock Holmes's place is set up, where it's the house with an apartment on top, sort of thing. And in the front of the house, they had their storefront office. Anyway, it's like the psych office if there was a bedroom in the back and a bedroom on top. But no, so I said I was going to mention Penguin again. The first thing I want to say is I feel really bad for these people because you can tell they worked really hard on this show, and they didn't know that a few months before it was going to launch, a literal masterpiece of cinematography in the exact same genre was going to come out and blow everyone away. That's not their
also
fault.
Got pushed back. It was supposed to come out before the Penguin, and then it got pushed back.
Right, and it's done dirty by them because it doesn't look as good by comparison, and that's, people will always compare it to whatever, thing, other thing sticks out in their mind, and unfortunately for them, it is the Penguin. None of the cinematography in this is anywhere near as good as it is in the Penguin. That's fine, right? That's not their fault. They weren't aware someone was going to change the rules.
I will.
Oh crap! My damn headphones died. Hold on. There we go. I will say that the one thing I think that, even though the Foggy dying did piss me off royally, I do like the way that they had, like, while Matt is running through the building trying to catch the dude who did it, that you can hear the conversation of Karen talking to Foggy, being like, don't leave me. And like, I think that was really well done, even though
probably the best job I have ever seen of showing on screen how Daredevil's powers work.
Yeah. No, I agree.
And it doesn't have to be this weird fucking red vision in the rain so you can see everything weird shit from the Ben Affleck movie.
Yeah, that he essentially has echolocation. You kind of figure that out.
Right. So that they do really good. That being said, they say the word fuck 6 times in the first episode. And every time they say it, with the exception of one, it feels strategically placed so that they can have a fuck in that line and not like it's how someone would necessarily speak, with the exception of when Karen says fuck when Foggy is dying. I would also like to point out that when Karen says fuck when Foggy is dying, it's not in the captions, which means it wasn't in the script.
That's fair. Yeah.
And Deborah Ann Wall is a great actress, so she was able to pull off the emotions of, hey, somebody that you really care about is dying in front of you.
Yeah. No, there are, and the thing is, like, every, and a lot of these are nitpicks, right? I have one thing that's not a nitpick. It's kind of a big deal to me. And it's the thing Chris and I think disagree on.
I don't, like, my whole thing is we've only seen 2 episodes of this show. So for me, it's I'm a wait and see kind of guy.
That's
my
fair.
only issue
and I
so
will
far,
say,
my only issue out of anything is that opening scene where Matt's running through and chasing. No, I assume it ends up being Bullseye. Fucking the animation looks so bad. There's a couple shots that make no sense, and I'm sitting here. I'm like, am I watching a fucking action show on the CW? Like, I had some.
That's
like
fair.
there was some
Also,
like Shadow
say,
Hunter-esque fucking shots, and I'm like, what is this? This doesn't look good.
Chris, you and I both know it's Bullseye.
Yeah.
Right? It can't be any character other than Bullseye. They tell you it's Bullseye when he kills a fly with a paperclip. By throwing the paperclip and pinning the fly to the wall. There is exactly one character in Marvel that can do that, to my knowledge.
Yeah. My other complaint, and it makes sense, but like if you're not gonna like full out paint him as Bullseye, the fact that Matt throws him off of a fucking 4-story building and he lives
is a choice.
I'm a former firefighter EMT. I just want to point out to you guys, you don't live from any of the shit that happened to him. You don't. It doesn't happen. At all. Full stop. So like you have to like establish that to start because and again, I think a lot of it comes back to the character establishment in the original series. I never watched the original series. So for me, I'm going in completely blind to all of this.
And that's what that is. I don't want to make it sound like I'm using that as a just, oh, well, you didn't watch the original series, so that's why you don't, because that's not what it is. It's more of, I feel like this show is definitely being written and directed like they're expecting people to have watched the original show.
And
so
that's the thing I take objection to is I don't think that was the correct way to approach this project. By making required reading of another project that's been dead for a decade. That feels
Has it been a decade by now?
Yeah.
Close to.
Yeah, if not a decade, we're coming up real close.
It came out in 2015, the first season. So when was the last season? In 2018. So we are about 3 years away. 7 years.
Okay, so the better part of a decade. And we all know that the show didn't have the people watching it by season 5 that it had at season 1. So whatever, right? There's always drop-off. Well,
yeah,
with some exception. But like, there's always drop-off before a show ends. We'll say,
right.
But that is kind of what I take objection to is the direction of writing for this. And there's another thing that is the other kind of major concern I have for this project. But we'll talk about that after we close the end of episode 2. Couple other interesting things. We have a Wilson Fisk who feels like pretty genuinely in the ways that he knows how, trying to turn over a new leaf and do what's best for the city of New York.
Which I never thought I'd see. But here we are. Fucking
we also get a mention of Echo. I think it was because he's
and Spider-Man.
Because he mentions how, because I think Echo gets 2, or maybe it's in the same scene where somebody's telling him about how Echo shot him through the face, and then also he's talking about how he tried to raise somebody as a protege and it didn't work out.
He's at the coffee shop with Matt, and he asked if Matt has kids, and he said no, and he asked Wilson, and Wilson said, no, I tried to mentor a young person, but that didn't pan out. And he goes, yeah, I heard she shot you in the face. And he goes, what are you going to do with this young generation?
Yeah. In a cadence that only Vincent D'Onofrio could pull off.
Oh, dude. Yeah.
He is
the best choice.
Oh,
the best choice.
The same way that I fucking couldn't imagine like anyone else as the sentient planet Star-Lord's dad than Kurt Russell.
Ego.
Oh yeah,
right?
Kurt Russell is such a good actor that's
like
the role
I've
that
now
he was
seen
born to
Kurt
play.
Russell as Ego, and I'm like, who else could even do that?
No one.
Like, you have to be able to be serious while managing and maintaining your comedic timing and everything else. Like, there are so many moving parts.
Only other person I would cast in that role already has a fucking role in the MCU. That's James Spader. That's it.
Oh, yes.
For Ego?
For Ego. The only other person I would cast is James Spader.
Who else do you cast as Ultron than James
Spader?
Don't.
James Spader's the perfect
That's
choice.
the choice. That's the choice.
Whoever did it in Next Avengers Heroes of Tomorrow.
Jesus.
Which I don't remember who did it in
Just
that
like,
movie.
could you cast anyone else as Odin?
Bad. It was
You
a lot
can't.
more robotic. Would
You
I cast
can't cast anyone else as Odin. You can't. It's Anthony Hopkins.
Oh yeah, no,
it has
it's
to be
100% Anthony Hopkins.
I mean, most casting in the MCU is like,
perfect.
Who else? Like, as Thor,
But
it's
the thing
Chris Hemsworth.
the thing is, they also have the money to go, hey, we think this guy would be the perfect guy. Can we afford him? We're Disney. Oh yeah, I forgot.
We have fuck you money.
Right.
We had Robert Downey Jr., bitch.
Yeah, that wasn't a big deal when they first cast him.
I know,
it
because
was
they
a big
wanted
deal,
Tom
but
Cruise.
it was a big deal that they casted Robert Downey Jr., but not in a positive light, because RDJ's career was dead because he was so heavily into drugs and drinking, and like he was in rehab.
But why do you think he played Tony so good, especially through his addiction and recovery to multiple things?
Yeah,
because Jon Favreau is the one that pushed for Robert.
Yeah.
The studio wanted Tom Cruise, and I don't think the MCU would be what it is with Tom Cruise.
I don't think so either. But I also think that Jon Favreau Jon Favreau loves comic books.
Yeah.
Jon Favreau knows these characters, right?
Yeah. I
So
mean,
when
that's
he
why the
goes,
Iron Man
"No,
movies
I
are
think
great.
this guy can do it because X, Y, and Z." You listen to Jon Favreau. There is a reason that Kevin Feige listens to Jon Favreau.
I want to say this. I can agree with you that I don't think Tom Cruise is the right choice as Tony Stark. That being said, I'm willing to bet that there is a character that Tom Cruise could play in the MCU that would fit better for his acting style. Because like if Iron Man came out in the 80s,
it'd be Tom Cruise.
It would be Tom Cruise. And it would work perfectly. But now, in that time frame, no, it wouldn't have worked. I wouldn't have bought it. You know?
Okay. So I want you to think Tom Cruise, middle part, medium length brown hair era.
The cocktail era.
Mr. Sinister.
Yes. Yes. 100%. 100%. Yes.
And the thing
is that the look he had in Magnolia? I think it was.
Yeah, that and Cocktail, I believe too.
I hated that movie.
Because the thing
Magnolia.
You modernize Mr. Sinister's look. You don't make him a weird bluish guy anymore, right?
No. Kind of like they did with Kang. At least Kang the Conqueror.
Right. But
that was unfortunate.
He did it to himself.
Some looks you don't modernize as much. For instance, they modernized Beast's look in X-Men First Class.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that look holds up really well. To be fair, I think the Kelsey Grammer Beast look also holds up really well, considering we also just recently saw that.
I agree. Yeah, it looks good.
And they're both practical.
Yeah, they are.
And Beast has to be different. That's one of the driving forces behind his character. So his look should be more extreme, right? Nightcrawler's look should be more extreme. But other people who don't have, they look like a freak is a core concept of their character.
Mystique is another one who's both with Rebecca Romaine Stamos and Jennifer Lawrence. Both looked great.
Except for when Jennifer Lawrence, which this is not a knock against Jennifer Lawrence, it's just a thing that is out there. She hated the makeup process for Mystique so much, and that's why in Dark Phoenix she's just painted blue with a suit.
Yeah. Yeah. Because it's like the same situation as Jim Carrey. Yeah, it's the same situation that Jim Carrey had to go through with the Grinch. That's
torture
hours of
training.
Yeah, that's hours of makeup.
Plus uncomfortable makeup. There's no way that look is comfortable.
No.
Well, see, and they did it practical with Rebecca Romaine too, but they did it smarter because my understanding is they eventually started doing spandex suit style applications.
Yeah.
Where they could do a lot of prep work and then apply big chunks of it to her. Just basically done. All they had to do was clean up the edges.
Yeah.
So it weighed more, and it was more like a prosthesis than makeup. But
it looked better and was
good.
less grueling. Yeah.
And I think it took her 90 minutes to get into makeup.
I have to go back and
hours.
rewatch those X-Men movies. It's been many, 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 many years.
They're all good. Also, for those of you who don't know, Jon Favreau was, I believe, a production coordinator for the X-Men movies.
Mm-hmm. Wasn't he attached to Blade as well?
He might have been.
But yeah, I guess back to Daredevil.
Yeah, what else big happens in the first episode outside of the opening scene?
They do this weird thing at the end of the episode where Fisk is looking out over a city that I'm pretty sure he just won the election to. Oh, by the way, Fisk was running for mayor and then won.
Which we saw at the end of Echo.
Right. But no, so it's, but it's got him and there's this white light shining on him and he's smiling and it doesn't look like a ha ha ha, I have you now smile. It looks like a, all right, let's get to work smile.
Let's do this, yeah.
Is it the first episode or the second episode we find out what Vanessa's been up to?
The first episode.
Are we talking about the business or Adam?
The business.
First episode.
Yeah.
But lots more happens in the second episode with her. But so I just kind of want to talk about her for a minute because she's one of my problems.
Because I was gonna because if we were still talking about the first episode, where how I think it's still in the first episode where they have that conversation of like how Fisk is trying to stay out and like keep his hands clean, and Vanessa's like, "I'll do the dirty work."
That is the first one.
Yeah, and he looked disappointed.
Because the business flourished without him. She ran everything.
I don't think so. I think it was that the business flourished without him. She was willing to step in and take over, and then did well. I think he was hoping to come back to other people in control who weren't him, and he wouldn't have to worry about it anymore. Could wash his hands of it.
Right.
It was kind of my take on it, even in that scene, because I don't know. It's hard to explain why. But, just the look on his face, I guess.
Yeah, that's fair.
No, so...
That's fair.
Vanessa needs to be dead or divorced from her husband, and she needs to not have anything to do with... One of the driving forces in Wilson Fisk's story is always that his wife left him or died.
Or she died, yeah. Which is really what solidified his character arc.
And
which is that's like an integral thing. So I wonder,
her being alive is weird for me because how is he still the man he is if she's alive? Why is she a crook too? Because that's
probably
she never was.
That's probably season 3 stuff that I didn't because I haven't seen season 3. When we'll check back with Jake when he watches it because he's watched the show more recently. I watched the first 2 seasons back in early 2022, so it's been a while. So Jake's watched it more recently, so we can listen to him when he watches it.
Yeah, that's fair.
But
I fully believe that Wilson Fisk is trying to be a good guy.
Yeah.
I genuinely believe that he wants to fix New York City. I think there are a lot of things that he's choosing to do that makes him feel corrupt. Obviously, we'll get into with the second episode, running on the platform to punish vigilantes, which
but
for the most part have always
makes sense.
Yeah, because it's people that have affected his business dealings. And considering the 3 that he specifically pointed out in the show, those are 3 he interacts with.
Even as a mayor coming in and wanting to do good things, the public works system never likes vigilantes. That's why we don't have vigilantes in real life.
Yeah.
And when people are vigilantes in real life, they go to prison because it fucks up things that don't need to be fucked up, especially once you get into like GIU and narco shit.
Yeah.
Right? Because you don't know who they have undercover. What are you fucking up? Right?
Yeah, probably a lot.
So like, fucking stay out of it. Batman in the 60s, Adam West, had a badge and was an officer of the law employed by the city of Gotham. I'm not even kidding.
That's a real thing.
That is a real thing.
Dumb shit that the Adam West show did, because God, that show.
But I like that. That is conceptually solid, though. If instead of being a vigilante, go to the police and be like, "Hey, look, so I got these powers, and I'm gonna use them, right? And I'm gonna use them to help you. But I want to do it legit, so help me help you. We work together, right? I keep you in the loop, you keep me in the loop, and then everything's good, right? There's no reason it can't work like that.
Yeah. Like, I could see a world where Fisk brings in Spider-Man, the Punisher, and Daredevil to work with NYPD. But considering the history that he has with all three in the comics,
two of those three guys would be willing to do that too.
Yeah. And like, considering
the Punisher is not one of them.
No, not at all.
The Punisher will laugh at you and then call your mom and tell you how stupid your idea was.
Because he's there when the system fails. He doesn't want to become part of the system.
No, he wants to take the system down. But yeah, I mean,
That's not how you spell anarchy. Sorry.
Where
Continue,
Dave
Chris.
Somewhere. Dave just went to another place.
You said he wants to take the system down, and then my brain said anarchy, and then my brain went ROCK in the USA, and I'm like, that's not how you. That's a different thing entirely, but that's the jump it made. That is the word association. Anarchy, ROCK in the USA.
You know, I love that I just get fucking social media content for like every show now.
I'm so sorry. I don't know why
that
I'm
was
like
brilliant. That was brilliant. Thank you. We just went on a fucking journey together.
Did we? Was it as good for you as it was bad for me?
I need a cigarette.
Oh,
at this point,
Don't say that. Okay, so I don't talk about it. I quit smoking.
You did. You quit smoking a good amount of time ago, I believe. Yeah.
Yes.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
Did you?
No.
Yeah.
Over the last couple of weeks, there has been an increasing number of people saying the word cigarette to me, and I don't know why, but I really want one.
When I stopped drinking, all I got was fucking alcohol ads. Okay.
Do you quit doing things that are bad for you when you're in your 30s?
I quit drinking when I was in my 20s. I originally quit drinking in 2020 and
can
was
you
sober.
Tilt your camera down?
I intentionally got this low.
Oh, okay. Because you were like stretching to look over the bottom of the frame. Oh, you can just. That doesn't bother me.
Okay.
It's the word cigarette, and I don't know why, but the word cigarette sounds like a cigarette tastes.
It just it triggers the thought in your head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
So it doesn't make me want a cigarette. In fact, it makes me punch myself in the dick repeatedly. How's that better?
Oh.
Is that better?
Do I get a watch?
Sure.
Cool. I now get shorts content.
I deserve it. I deserve it. I deserve it. Thank you, sir. May I have another?
No, you've been naughty. Go to the naughty corner. Not that naughty corner. That naughty corner is fun. Go to the real naughty corner. Hey, if
Bree,
you know, you
stop
know.
acting like you ain't saying crazy shit all the time. You can't hide.
I have never said anything crazy a day in
You
my
are a fucking liar, and you
Girl,
know it.
every week you say you're married to a celebrity that you've never met.
Oh, my husband and my wife?
Which one?
You
have
fucking...
several.
No, I have one husband and then lots of side pieces. My husband is Chris Evans, and then there's Michael B. Jordan, there is Mason Gooding, there is Matthew Lillard, there is Jensen Ackles, Idris Elba.
I can... Alright, so the last
William
two I can
Why was
absolutely
Idris
get behind.
Elba not Roland in the Borderlands movie? Sorry.
No, you're not wrong. Because Idris Elba takes on good projects. Doesn't do bad shit.
Oh, you know what? That makes a lot of sense.
You know what show got him popular, Dave? The Wire. Have you ever seen The Wire? That's a good show.
Is it?
It's a
You should.
drug
It's directed by
show.
J.J. Abrams.
Oh, most of those are good shows.
Yeah, his accent, he said, was he did an interview and they asked him to go in. He didn't tell them that he was British. He went in and did like a stereotypical, like a good New York accent. And J.J. Abrams asked what part of New York he was from, and he goes, "Look, mate, I'm from London."
Right?
Like,
No, you're not. You may be from there, but no, you're not. You are from there, but not in real life.
Yeah. No. So, yeah. So, episode 2. Let's get back a check. We're running out of time here.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So he gives a very cliche speech as his first speech as mayor-elect at the beginning of episode 2. It sounds exactly like you think it would in your head.
Yes, that's
other
very
than
true.
there's some stuff about not liking vigilantes in there.
Oh, you know what we didn't talk about? Matt met himself a nice girl. He was set up on a blind date.
Yeah, I
By
try to
his
forget that
coworker.
side story exists because
It's adorable.
It's adorable and doesn't totally fit the rest of the show.
But you
I
have
think
to
it's gonna come into
remember,
play.
Matt Murdock is a whore. They have to remind you of that.
Yeah.
I mean, fair.
He was fucking She-Hulk, bro.
He has like 3 different girls just within the like first season of Daredevil.
Bree, you really are just a floating head.
Right. Yes. Please.
You are
up
just
more.
a floating head.
Bree needs uppies.
Yeah.
Bree needs uppies.
Either sit up straight or lift your camera up. She's just
Yay, Bree has uppies.
I can't even do that with the way my shit's set up. I would have to like.
Yeah,
I don't know how.
I can't do that because the camera will just move to follow me.
Yeah, Darwin will follow you. The one time you don't want Darwin to work, he'll work.
No, that's always the case because like I'll like change positions and like Darwin will be. I think that's as far over as he can go. But like Darwin will like just stay over there or whatever. But like I'll lean over to blow my nose or something, and it's like no, they need to see this. Fucking
yeah,
prick.
literally.
No, is this better?
Much.
Okay, because my back hurts. So.
Oh yeah. No, you're all good. And then there is a dude having his ass kicked by 2 dudes on a subway platform, and another dude comes in and tries to stop it. And then those 2 dudes start beating the shit out of the new guy. The first guy who was getting the shit kicked out of him escapes. And then the new dude who was getting the shit kicked out of him sidestepped a guy who lunged at him. And that guy jumped in front of a goddamn train and exploded.
Well, he didn't. I don't think he jumped. He kind of got thrown in front of the train.
He went, wee!
Yeah, he kind of got
It was open
thrown.
palms. He just redirected. He didn't add momentum. It was just, no, not here. Bad.
This is my no-no square.
Don't touch me there.
This is my no-no square.
and so the guy like lunged when he shouldn't have, and then jumped in front of a train and exploded. I like spray on the face, And then the other guy who was doing the ass kicking drew a gun and a fucking badge and said, "Freeze police."
Which,
what?
Again, you should have led with that. First off.
Why?
Second, well, I mean, because he probably wouldn't have thrown the guy in front of the train.
Oh,
If
you're
he
telling
was
the
a
guy who
cop.
said
Way.
"freeze police," he
Yeah.
should have led with that. Not I should have led
Yeah.
with him saying "freeze
No,
police."
not
I'm like,
you.
no,
Yeah.
because he did that at the
But,
end
like,
because he's a moron.
They were also roughing up somebody. So there is some sort of corruption with the police, which we get a nice, we get a nice little peek into that. It turns out that character just happens to be White Tiger.
Dude, I have been calling him White Claw in my head.
What, do sorority girls love him?
Have you seen him?
that.
Probably.
Yeah, he
Fair.
seems like a sorority
He's
girl
a
type.
good-looking dude.
Like
Like,
older
got them
man.
high cheekbones.
Yeah.
He's got like that wizened
Sorority
look,
girls are
not,
into older
like,
guys.
old, right?
Yeah. Like a Walt Goggins.
Yeah.
Smash.
Actually, he has a really similar vibe to a lot of shit Walton Goggins
fun fact.
does.
Did anyone know that Walton Goggins has his own fucking sunglasses company, and they're called Goggins Goggles? This is a real thing that exists. And honestly, they're pretty cool. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I would buy them. They're kind of cool.
He should start a publishing company for textbooks and call it Goggins Noggin Fillers.
Don't tempt him. Walton Goggins would do that.
Bring me in as your silent partner. I'm not going to provide any money. I just want a paycheck.
Real thing that exists. Goggins Goggles. It's great.
It sounds awesome.
Yeah.
The train death also feels not the method of death itself, but like somebody dying in a weird way like that feels very like Daredevil cliche. Because it's very much like a lawyer show murder mystery sort of way for someone to die.
But it will never, somebody getting hit by anything in a movie or TV show will never make me not laugh.
Oh, 100% agree. It was the funniest fucking, he went and I went.
Yes, it's like, oh,
because it was like it wouldn't have been any funnier if they had played the sound effect with it. Okay, it would have been funnier. It would have been funnier. I'm gonna
edit that fucking sound into that clip or into that scene now.
Oh my god. Okay, so do it, but then take what I said and we'll cut it together as a short.
Oh, perfect.
And send it to me, and I'll put it on TikTok.
And then Disney sends us a cease and desist.
No, because we just show the scene. We don't play any audio. They won't find us. The only audio we need is
yeah, I'm in. I'll do that.
So it's a little cliche. Cliche isn't bad. Cliche is cliche for a reason.
Yeah.
Because more often than not, it is the safe choice, right? It's the thing you can reasonably get away with, as opposed to trying to explain something else.
Fair.
The crazy thing is, all of that happens before the opening credits.
Literally, yeah. We watch a dude get hit by a fucking train at the beginning
and
of
then it's
before
like
the show even
produced by, and I'm like, no, homie, I just watched a man explode. He got A-trained by a real train. All right. That's why it felt cliche, because that's what happens at the beginning of episode 2 of The Boys. A man gets exploded by a train. A train.
No, that happens at the beginning of the first episode.
Is it the first episode? Okay.
It's the first episode.
When someone runs through Huey's girl, but not in a way that she ever expected to get ran through.
Literally, runs through her and he explodes in front of her. That show also has a girl sitting on someone's face and then popping someone's head. Like, that show is wild.
That show has someone That
They
show has
blew
someone
up
shrinking down, going into a dick, and then growing, and the dude just goes.
Yeah, they also didn't they blow up the Vanished or whatever?
Yes.
Yeah.
Translucent. So
Translucent, thank you. That's right.
can make his
They
skin
blow up
indestructible.
Translucent.
So they're like, okay, let's not fuck with this skin. And they shove an explosive device up his ass.
Yeah. The Boys isn't a fucking, it's a ride.
I need to watch season 4.
I've only ever watched the first season. Yeah, I need to watch. I might have watched season 2. The whole thing.
But at this point, I just need to start it over because honestly, I might take some inspiration from it for some Bard stuff because I'm trying to figure out how Bard superpowers would work.
And just real quick before we go back to Daredevil, some news was dropped a few weeks ago that so Jensen Ackles is already in The Boys. So apparently Jared and Misha are also supposed to come in season 5.
Yeah, that was literally worked out by Jensen Ackles.
I
hold
love
on,
that.
we're doing this.
Dude, those guys are best fucking friends though.
Oh yeah.
They do.
And The Boys was created by the same dude who created Supernatural. So that's why Bobby's in there too.
But yeah, no, and fucking those three, I have never seen a convention headlines that included any one of those three that didn't also include the other two.
Yeah.
Like they literally
package deal.
Just
package
go everywhere together. And it's kind of fucking great. And you can tell they really just get along with how they act. Like there was one screenshot I saw of Ackles and Padlecki, and they had, they were talking and then they just stopped talking and looked at each other. And Misha was kind of standing in front of them a little bit for whatever reason. But he turned around, he looked at them, and he said, "I know what you're doing, stop it." And then they all laughed, and it was never explained.
What about the magical Leopleurodons?
Leopleurodons, Charlie, they're going to show us the way.
But you know what? Watching them go around and talk to people about Supernatural is probably my favorite thing about Supernatural culture, more than the show, is just watching those three be idiots.
Yeah, it's fair.
All right, Daredevil.
Daredevil, yeah, because we're
after the credits, after we see somebody explode.
Yeah.
Okay, and then we go into a scene with Wilson Fisk, sitting, eating something kind of. His left hand is fucked up.
He punched someone in the mouth, probably.
You don't do that no more.
Listen, I don't care how good of a person Wilson Fisk becomes. If there's ever a chance where he needs to get his hands dirty to make New York a better place,
you're not wrong.
This man beat somebody senseless because of ice cream.
Yep.
Because, fucking almost killed the man. Because, I think he did end up killing him.
Yep.
Yeah, he ended up killing him because he made fun of Maya.
He bashed somebody's head in. He does a lot of bashing. He bashes somebody's head in with a car door.
Well, it's because his whole thing is his strength. That's
yes, he is big man.
Big strong.
But he doesn't look, and I think it's because they slimmed down the suits on him. He doesn't look as ridiculously big in this than he has.
Matt says it in the show in their scene. He goes, "You're
looks like
you've lost weight,
gained a little muscle,
gained some muscle."
Because it doesn't look like he's lost weight. It just looks like they have stopped putting him in giant suits.
I'm not going to spar with you, Matt. And then Matt goes, "No, just an observation." My favorite line out of that whole situation is when he looks at Matt and goes, it's not entirely unpleasant to see you again. And I was like, yes, those guys are rivals, they are enemies, but they respect each other in a certain way. There is respect.
Well, and they both understand the necessity of one another. because at any point when the city has had Wilson Fisk established as Kingpin, anytime he gets removed from that position, all hell breaks loose.
Mm-hmm. He's kind of the guy that
New York
controls
becomes a
everything.
war zone. He controls the underworld. Like he is, I think at one point, they likened him to the mayor of the underworld.
Yeah. And now he's just the mayor of New York.
Because he kept everybody in line, kept everything running, made sure all the bills were paid, sort of shit. And I don't know. It's nice. It's nice seeing him in this kind of character. But yeah, no, he's always been intelligent, charismatic, and deceptively strong. Because he just looks like a big chubby guy. But hey, guess what? So do the strongest men in the world.
Yeah. Because it's less about lean and it's all about like you're building for strength.
Yeah.
And him and Matt in this conversation kind of come to an understanding of you keep your nose clean, I'll keep my nose clean, we'll stay out of each other's business.
Yeah.
Which is fair. But the thing is, Matt genuinely believes in second chances. But
he also said he believes in retribution.
Right.
At the same time.
But and this is kind of one of the frustrating points because they make a point to mention he was raised that way. They don't go out of their way to say Catholic here, but it's very heavily implied when he's looking at the Catholic Church, like two scenes
listening
later.
to the listening to the
or the sermon or whatever.
Yeah,
it's also
the priest.
And this goes back to their it might be one of two things. One, it's one of those show don't say where they're showing you like you can come to that conclusion, he doesn't have to say it, or they're assuming that you know the Daredevil character or you watched the first the Netflix series, so you know he's Catholic. Why do we have to say it again?
That's fair. I
because
think
it plays a huge part into his character.
Oh yeah. No, his beliefs are as critical
Catholic.
to his character as Uncle Ben saying, "With great power comes great responsibility," is to Peter's.
Yeah, it's a whole thing for him.
It's like a cornerstone of how he operates.
But he Wilson threatens the fucking police commissioner.
No,
because
I watched that scene 3 times and then I figured it out.
Did you?
That is an illegitimate kid.
Yeah.
That's
he threatens to expose it.
Oh,
no, he threatens to expose it.
Yeah.
Yeah, not to hurt them, but to expose that.
See, because at first I thought it was hurt them. I'm like, what the fuck, man? And then I watched the scene again, and I'm like,
yeah. And then he goes, he doesn't know about the child.
So
yeah,
regular
he didn't think
like
I'd find out about the
politics shit,
child.
not like thug shit. Okay, that's fine. You're still, you know what? You're still doing better than you were, and that's because before it would have been, hey, I'm gonna kill these people. So you know what? You get a pass on this one. That's good guy shit as far as I'm concerned. As far as you go.
Yeah. And then I like how afterwards he goes, that sandwich was disgusting.
Because he has to be an asshole. He has to throw in just one more dig.
I love that he talks about Philly cheesesteak in and like going to get it from Philly. Bitch, you are in New York. As someone who grew up near New York and spent a lot of time near New York, like, or in New York City, there are so many better places. So like the restaurant, the sandwich shop, Charlie's, that he mentions, or that Matt mentions in episode 1 with, I've been to that sandwich shop. Like the food in New York City is like second to none.
Oh, yeah.
So like the fact that he had to go,
I mean, even in
fucking Philly,
further upstate, like in Albany,
Albany has some decent food. Albany has some decent food.
Albany has amazing delis.
Oh yeah, well, it's New York, man. I've never had a bad deli experience in New York ever. I love New York,
but it had nothing to do with the deli. A guy got shot outside. It's fine.
That sounds in Albany. That sounds about right. Yeah. Nope, that doesn't surprise me.
So the bad experience had nothing to do with the deli. It was.
Sounds about right. Yeah, that's
a
just
guy got
Albany,
shot.
New York, in a nutshell.
That's why I was there. I was helping.
That's just.
Feed. I was on a I went on a group project
Yeah, I think you've told this story before.
Yeah. So like we were feeding people and shit. It was cool.
Yeah, they just got shot. But yeah, there's so much to it, right? Because I'm thinking about how I can see a world where Wilson Fisk flips, just becomes mayor kingpin. But I also see a world where he's trying his best to be a good guy and turn over a new leaf and try to fix the city.
Yeah.
And he gets,
my theory now, based on what y'all were talking about Vanessa, what if Vanessa dies and that's the flip?
Because they do go to therapy.
They go to marriage therapy.
And you know who the therapist
is? Phenomenal.
Matt's
girlfriend.
Matt's girlfriend.
You know who needs therapy as much or more than the Fisks do?
Matt Murdock.
Matt
Murdock.
Don't date the therapist. Make an appointment.
Do both. Honestly, do both. Date the therapist and make an appointment.
Don't date your therapist though. Find a new therapist for your therapy.
That's fair, because I did date a psychologist, but I never like went to her as a professional thing.
Yeah. No, don't.
You don't shit where you eat or eat where you shit. However the saying, the smell is bad.
I was going to say you don't piss in your Cheerios, but it's kind of the same saying.
That's fair. Yeah. It's just a different, it's instead of number 2, it's a number 1.
Right. Don't number 1 in your Cheerios. Don't number 2 on the table.
Very true.
That's the new saying.
Yes.
Sorry, Bree.
There's a big part that we get to the court, like proceedings and stuff, and trying to find the person that Hector saved.
Hector being guy number 2 who dodged out of bully guy's way, and he got bonked by the tree.
Yeah. Bonk. You good, Bree?
Yeah, I just had a shot of pain go up my back. I'm good.
Ooh.
I'm just not going to
take a minute. Go ahead and take a minute. Yeah, so they find him. Well, I can't remember. I literally just watched the episode. I can't remember. I think it's Nikki.
Yeah.
Nikki
Torres.
Yes. So Matt helps him, gets him out. The cop that Hector didn't kill or didn't step out of the way of them dying shows up with someone else to kill Nikki because they want to put Hector away for life because he killed a cop.
They want to kill him.
No. They want to kill Nikki so that Hector goes away.
Yeah, so Hector can go to Hector can go to jail.
But I think they wanted to kill Nikki anyway. I think that's probably what was about to happen.
Whole point,
in the subway.
Yeah. Oh, easily.
He was supposed to go pop.
He was supposed to go pop instead of the other guy going bonk. Matt shows up,
bonk.
Saves him.
Blink plonk.
The cops come in and he stands there. And just like he does his best to provoke them without provoking them.
In the beginning, it very much felt like he was just trying to buy time for the other guy.
Yeah.
And then once he was sure the other guy got away, he's like, "Okay, I'm gonna leave." And then they're like, "No, you're not." And then one guy drew a gun, and then a bunch of crazy shit happened.
People died. And
then the 2 cops who came to kill Nikki got fucking murdered. It's like brutal. Like
crazy.
By Matt Murdock, who, might I add, to start this scene, there was a very specific slow-mo shot in on a drop of blood leaving Matt and hitting the ground. So I'm pretty sure he's gonna get caught.
So it's funny. So you and I had two very different thoughts here, and I could see where you're coming from. My thought, it was more of like a symbolic thing. Like they beat him down and he bled, and once that hit, it was like that, something woke up inside of him,
Oh,
and he
yeah.
just fucking snapped. And
And
while
that's
he snapped, he also snapped other people's body parts.
right. And I could see that too. But you don't leave blood in a crime scene. You're a lawyer. You know better. And
fair.
instead of doing anything to clean up after he killed two men, he looks up at the ceiling and screams at the top of his lungs, making sure that all the neighbors knew something was going on in that room.
Yeah. Well, you could also play it as self-defense, because they did attack him first. They held him at gunpoint.
Yeah. Isn't that what Torres is about to get consecutive life sentences for?
For Hector?
Or for
Well,
Hector?
no, so
yeah.
yes, but yes, but I think having Nikki alive is going to change everything.
Oh, it is now. Yes. But
also
we'll see
there
what
was
happens. Also, how does he explain how a blind guy beat the shit out of two fucking cops?
That's a good question.
There's also a character that it doesn't seem like crazy important right now, but just based off of where episode 2 leaves off, I feel like he's definitely going to be important in the future. But there's a character that we have not mentioned. I don't remember his name, but it's the dude that he calls to be like, hey, go to this place and meet this person and drive him away.
Cherry is the old guy, his investigator.
Yeah. Who saw Matt without the Daredevil mask or helmet
when he was on the rooftop after throwing a man off of the building.
Yeah, after literally throwing a man off the roof. And there is no looking at that from a different. He literally threw him off of a 4-story building
on the ground.
Lonely
Island style.
Yes. Yes, I get the reference there, Dave.
Like this and this and that and even this.
Well, I forgot where I was. Oh, but yeah, so I think that the tattoo on the wrist of one of those cops is going to be important. Did anyone see what the tattoo was?
I don't remember.
It was a flaming skull with an American flag inside of it.
Ghost Rider? That's the only flaming skull I can think of.
The skull looked very much a similar shape to how the Punisher does his.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, because you say flaming skull, I think Ghost Rider.
That's fair. Nicolas Cage shows up in this fucking show. I'm gonna mine.
No. It will be the
the greatest show,
or it will be the Ghost Rider from Netflix in the car.
Ew.
Okay, the car, but the guy who played Ghost Rider was cool, and that's technically all canonical, to the comics even.
That's true.
And at least it was a sick fucking car.
That's fair.
So
overall, my only problem for the show so far overall was the animation in the beginning of episode 1. Other than that, personally, I'm here for what this is, and I'm excited to keep seeing what's happening, because I'm hoping that we see a lot more pacing wise.
I'm excited to see what comes next. We do need a pacing shift, and we need to start seeing some actual character development from somebody other than Fisk.
True.
Because Fisk has shown that he is a complex character with complex emotions that he doesn't even necessarily understand, right?
Yeah.
And
that's fair.
Daredevil feels more like Wolverine.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's
because Wolverine will just kill people. His punches are made of blades and death.
Yeah, no,
But yeah, no, I'm excited to see what comes. I'm afraid that this might be the wrong story arc to potentially try to introduce new people to.
Possibly. It's an interesting
it'd
choice.
It'd be like the first, if you were going to give this storyline for Daredevil, feels like if you were to give, oh yeah, I love Daredevil. Here, read this storyline. And you hand somebody this as their first Daredevil storyline, would be like handing them Demon in a Bottle for their first Iron Man storyline. It just don't do it.
Which would be crazy.
Right.
Ooh, what is that damn, I can't remember what the Spider-Man storyline is where he trades or he brings back Aunt May for something and shit gets crazy.
Yeah, he trades his marriage with Mary Jane.
That's what it is.
To bring Aunt May, who is like 90, back to life.
Yeah.
And he does this. It's not Mephistopheles, it's the actual devil.
Because what is it? Like One Bad Day or
Mephisto.
What? I can't remember.
Something like that, though. Yeah.
You hand them that and be like, "Look, Spider-Man," and they're like,
hand Death in a Family to somebody as their first Batman. Yeah, you know what happens in Death in a Family, don't you, girl? That book is crazy. And a lot of it has been retconned for very good reasons. Oh, God. Trying to be that OnlyFans kind of famous. Sorry, that was really dark.
Like to move on to music.
I was just say closing thoughts here because we are well over our normal slotted time.
It is either a good show or a bad show, but there hasn't been enough show yet for me to decide. I have concerns.
I'm hoping this isn't a show problem, this is just a me problem. I'm hoping I'm able to get past that first opening 5 minutes of the first episode, because so far, it's all that's been in my head, and it pisses me off every time I think about it. That's how you just, and it's different if I find out that, like, the actor couldn't really come back, but, like, if you do a Daredevil show, it's like, where's Foggy? So they just were like, let's kill him.
Can I help you a little bit with that then?
Sure.
If I remember correctly, that's in like the first 3 pages of the first comic book in this comic run that had the same name, Daredevil Born Again. So they're just, to my understanding.
So now I'm mad at the comic too.
No, be mad at the comic instead.
Yeah.
Because it was their fault it was written that way. And if you're going to do that storyline, that is kind of the catalyst to set off the storyline. If you deviate from that, people will be mad.
Because it's not even that he died, it's when. There's lots of, like, all the examples I can think of movies where they do that in the opening. I'm like, I'm not mad they died. I'm mad they died in the beginning.
In the beginning.
I think a beginning of episode 2 Foggy death would have been better for a couple of reasons. He would have had time to come to terms with Wilson both being back and in the limelight running for mayor. Oh no, that happened a year after his death. All of episode 2 is a year later. I don't know how to not do it in episode 1.
I know.
You can't. You have to do it in episode 1.
But the first 5, maybe moving it to the end. Well, no, because the first episode's kind of set up based off of his death. So they'd have to change the entire first episode.
They'd have to add a new first episode to reestablish these characters, which also feels bad from a writer's perspective.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just...
And Foggy has to die to tell this story.
Foggy does have to die.
There aren't or one of the other like integral people in Matt's life, right? Like somebody has to die for this story to work. What?
Kill Karen. Leave Foggy
Karen's
alone.
gone.
Kill
Karen's
Karen.
gone already.
I know she's gone. She's gone because Foggy's dead. Kill Karen instead. Give me Foggy.
Well, you can't because Foggy's dead now. So
no, and I hate it, but I know it has to happen.
You're gonna have to square with that someday. Well, he's not as close with Karen as he is with Foggy. He never was. They're close, but Foggy and Matt are best friends.
They get pretty close in the Netflix series.
Right, but like they're not.
To be fair, Foggy and Matt potentially got pretty close in the comic books.
Yeah.
Fair. That is very fair.
Oh, hello, brother.
Hello, brother. Hello, father. Hello, mother. Hello, daughter. Hey, Macarena.
I feel myself with the middle child syndrome right now.
Why?
How are you today, Joshua? Dearest, loving younger brother. Is it? I think it's safe now to move on. Let everyone know it's safe to return. It's time to switch over to music.
Well, so I'm changing my honorable mention, but I'm keeping my song of the week.
Okay.
And my honorable mention isn't music. So
it's safe.
I'm gonna do it. Is it secret? Is it safe? So before music, I do want to talk about James Spader. We brought up James Spader earlier when we talked about Ultron.
Yeah.
But I've also been watching The Blacklist and like
Blacklist is so fucking good, bro.
Randomly seeing him in clips from other stuff, and I'm like, man, this guy is just really good at Boston Legal, everything he does. Yeah.
Big James Spader guy.
So shout out to James Spader. If you ever want to come on the show,
we're in.
I'll let you write my opening joke.
Because it'll probably be pretty good. Even if it's an opening monologue.
No, make it bad. Make it as bad as you want. Make it funny. Funny bad.
Dave will say it, and then Dave will forget he said it.
100%. Immediately. He'll forget.
What?
Exactly.
I'm so confused.
Yeah. Do you want to tell us what your song of the week is then, Dave?
Oh, it's Patronus. That's not true.
That's not it at all.
No, it's
continue the rhetoric that you don't read.
Cage the Elephant.
Oh, I love that song. You know that ain't no rest for the wicked. Dude, Cage the Elephant fire.
Oh, I know that song.
It's
I was gonna say, I imagine you know that song.
And Cage the Elephant is just like good anyway, but like I feel like part of the reason that people know they're great is because of that song.
No rest
for
the wicked.
It got a lot of radio play. It was, to talk about another property we talked about earlier, the opening track for I think the first Borderlands game.
Probably.
Was No Rest for the Wicked by Cage the Elephant, the first or the second. I played the fuck out of both of them. It was one of them though. But
it's a great song.
No, it's so good. Such a good song. Good band. Go check it out. I'm done now.
Bree, what's your song of the week?
My song of the week this week is a song called Anxiety by Megan Thee Stallion. Basically, I picked a Megan Thee Stallion song because Anxiety is a really, really good song and I've had a shitty week. So yeah. And also because there's this bitch who she was interviewing Megan and she was like, yeah, your music just makes me want to fight. I listen to I hear people talking shit and I just put on your music like I want to throw hands. And everybody was like, what song are you listening to by Megan Thee Stallion that makes you want to fight? All Megan Thee Stallion songs make me want to either cry like Anxiety or be a bad bitch. I don't know.
To either cry or fuck, one of the two.
I do bad bitches fight?
Sometimes, but her music is not about violence.
Her
it's
music
about being. So yes, I love Megan Thee Stallion. I do love this song. And also it's another thing where everybody thinks that all Megan's music is about her ass, and Anxiety is not about her ass.
Yeah, I do love Megan Thee Stallion as
I
well.
love how our names get progressively shorter, so Megan's getting slowly closer to.
It's capital, right? Well, here, let me ruin that for y'all.
It's the same exact.
don't
Yeah,
do
say
that.
it's an emote from my channel. So,
Our names are
my
the same
song. Yeah, my song is Another Brick in the Wall Part 2 by Pink Floyd. It's
You're a
funny that
two
song
guy?
that's the song that everybody knows.
That's fair.
Part 1 is very different because Maul, I was playing it Monday on I say on stream, and Maul was like, "Yeah, no, this is a great cover." I'm like, "No, this is part 1 of that song by Pink Floyd." The people don't know that it's technically a 2-part song. Part 2 got more popular. I love Pink Floyd. They're a great fucking band. I am telling you, I am telling you exactly, or I'm telling everyone exactly the conversation that happened. That is what happened. You can't get mad at me. Hush. Odie, hush. Yeah, no, I fucking love Pink Floyd. They're classic all-time band. They transcend an entire generation. Because they thought outside the box. All right, then I want you to tell me exactly how it happened then, Maul. Tell me. Huh? Tell me. Do it. You won't. Me just trying to provoke our listeners. Bree, you want to round us out with your music corner?
My music corner this week, it started off as one thing, and then I looked up who did the music for this soundtrack. Oh, Randy Newman? Okay. Which I looked it up. I looked him up to try to be like, okay, he did this thing, and it's just from what I saw, a giant list of kids movies that I love. So, you've got a friend in me.
Yep.
You got a friend in me. So did the music for Toy Story, Monsters Inc., and The Princess and the Frog, because it started as the Princess and the Frog soundtrack and then turned into Randy Newman.
That's a great movie, by the way.
Because the music, the music in Princess and the Frog is incredible.
It's really good.
The music, like the opening icon, like the opening theme to Monsters Inc. is instantly recognizable. Everybody knows. Shit, I'm high. Don't make me do that.
That's why I can't remember things.
Because it's recognizable. You hear it and you know it, but my brain
100%.
isn't working.
100%. But you're not hearing it, so you don't know it. You can't recognize something that isn't there.
Yeah. And then you've got a friend in me, but from Toy Story, which is also incredible, and everybody knows, even if you haven't seen Toy Story. Which, how have you not seen Toy Story? If you haven't seen Toy Story, go watch Toy Story. Why are you not watching Toy Story? Why are you still here? Go watch Toy Story. Open up Disney Plus.
I want to apologize for Bree's mental breakdown on stream.
To be fair, if you haven't seen Toy Story, the first one, you should. That one is worth a watch.
Honestly,
the second one's also.
I also really like it, but like if you're only going to watch one of them, watch the first.
Watch the first one. Watch the first one.
Watch the second one while you're at it. The second one's also really good.
Things are happening
and
to
then
me.
They get weird.
I like the third one. It's the fourth one where I'm like, why? I don't care about Bonnie.
Look, when they introduced Andy's mom's toys, Woody and Buzz, the whole series got
never
weird
happened. Never fucking happened. Dave is spreading false information
and brings it up every time we talk about Toy Story.
Yeah.
It's a good joke.
It's not a good joke after the 37th time you tell it, Dave.
He forgets he tells it.
Call him 10-second Tom. His brain resets after 10 seconds.
What?
Yeah.
I watched that movie for the first time a couple weeks ago. I had never seen that movie.
What movie?
50 First Dates.
Yeah.
It's a good movie. It is a good movie.
It's a rom-com.
It's fun.
You know what? It's
Rob
a rom-com.
Schneider.
That's fair. That's a way to say
Rob
it.
Schneider's character is so great in that movie.
But
Shots
yeah,
at like they only bite when you touch the private parts.
Shout out to Randy Newman because he should also be included in the conversations with Alan Menken and Phil Collins for being the soundtracks of our childhood or my childhood.
That's
No, I
super
can
fair.
agree.
No, mine too.
Chris's is and Dave's, I guess.
Toy Story came out when I was a kid.
Yeah,
99?
Kid.
98?
Yeah, I was 12.
Oh. I can't math.
I was 12 in 98, Bree.
I was negative.
Toy Story, by the way, Toy Story came out in fucking 95. So
95? Oh, I think it's the second one that comes out in 98.
I was 9 when the first one
was
came out. I thought I was younger.
Years old. This movie came out literally the day before my 3rd birthday.
Then it must have been the second one that came out in the later 90s.
No, it came out in 2000, I think. If I remember.
Either way, yes. Shout out for being the soundtracks of our childhoods.
99.
Okay,
yeah.
One of them came out in
the
90s.
There was also this really cool show, like a year after Toy Story came out, called Buzz Lightyear of Star Command.
I love that show.
That was a good show. That was a good show.
It was so well done.
And then they completely forgot about that show when they did Lightyear.
Right. And I'm like, no, do it like that. That was good. Lightyear is a show.
Lightyear.
I cannot hate on Lightyear because of my men.
Tom Hanks?
No.
Woody Allen?
Lightyear. Who plays Buzz Lightyear in Lightyear?
Oh, I don't know. Who plays...
Lightyear in Lightyear.
Oh, Chris Evans.
It's Chris Evans.
Oh, I didn't know that. I've never seen it. I've just heard... All that I've heard about it is that if you liked Buzz Lightyear of Star Command when you were a kid, you probably would be disappointed by it.
It's the most fine movie ever.
God.
Like, it's not
that is
terrible.
The biggest... No. I would rather be the most terrible thing because then at least I get talked about. Being the most fine of anything? No.
And you saw after it came out, nobody talked about it after like a week.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I haven't seen it yet. But...
I forgot it existed up until you brought it up.
Well, in the interest of me not peeing my pants,
same.
I would say it is time for us to end. Thank you guys so much for being here. You got a whole 30 extra minutes of us today.
Chris hates you.
If you want to, I do so much. I hate all of you.
He's so mean.
Yeah, I am. I'm a monster. I am the meanest one here.
He is.
Me especially. He hates me the most.
Yes.
That's true.
Bree is.
I almost made a Ricky joke. We're gonna leave that alone.
Don't do that one.
Not that kind of Ricky joke.
Okay.
The other kind. Not that kind. The other kind of Ricky joke.
Nope.
No, I'm
if
the
you guys
wrong shade of person to make that kind of Ricky joke.
He's at least self-aware.
Follow our socials.
Hit us up. Yeah, check out our socials. Everything is finally updated. Everything you need to know, where to find us. We've actually started posting shorts on our YouTube channel this week. So
About
you
damn
definitely
time.
Bro, listen.
Hey,
you know,
hey, it comes from a place of love and fucking around.
That's a conversation for another day. Make sure you are keeping up with us. We are kind of everywhere. Come hang out with us in our Discord server. Hanging out. We're doing a bunch of stuff.
Hey,
we did actually just bring in Gosmal to join Pucked Up as a 4th member. So we're making moves. We've got stuff on the YouTube channel. Keep your eye out there.
And if you have $6, join the Fuck Around and Find Out Club. There's a button below to subscribe.
Absolutely. We always appreciate you guys sticking around with us and chilling. anything else we want to add before we call it a day?
Bree,
hit us with that tagline.
Until we see y'all again, keep it simple, stay weird. And why are you still here? Why are you not watching Toy Story? Why are you not opening up Disney Plus? Please open Disney Plus. Watch Toy Story. It's been over 20.